Breaking down at 6, the growing search for a missing woman and 2 children just 6 and 7 months old.
Plus, fears of immigration enforcement are affecting the annual pilgrimage to the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Organizers explain their plan to keep everyone safe.
And it is the Lurie Children's Radiothon, where Fox 36 Chicago is a proud supporter. We're live answering the phones and taking your donations to support local families in need.
And taking a live look outside this morning. A little clearer out there this morning than it was yesterday. Calm and cold, though. Snow is coming later tonight. Maybe. Small chance, says Mike Kaplan. I can read his sign language, which is pretty cool. Good morning, everybody. I'm Anthony Ponce.
I'm Brian Jackson. Let's get it over to Mike for that updated forecast. What's it looking like later today, Mike?
Okay, technically, there will be a little more snow. I just don't want to scare the pants off people that think there's a big snowstorm coming. Looks like the greatest threat of a plowable snow is where you see the purple shaded winter weather advisory counties, and that is headed into central Illinois. In the Chicago area, it's a glancing blow for us. What will not be a glancing blow is the cold that's coming in here for the weekend. Plenty cold out there today. Temperatures are going to stay in the 20s all day long. Should be low to mid 20s at 9. Few peaks of sun here or there, especially this morning, but clouding over at 4 o'clock. We'll have a temperature of 25 at that time. Let's take a look at the current temperatures, and you're looking at 20-something, except Woodstock, down to 16 there. 24 at O'Hare, 28 at Joliet, 26 at Valparaiso. Temperatures only bumping up a couple of degrees from what you see out there right now. I see one crash icon. Anthony Ponce, what's going on?
Yeah, that's right downtown, so heads up there. And if you are on the Metra Milwaukee District North line as well, the train that's supposed to pull into Ogilvie in about 18 minutes is running 15 to 20 minutes behind, so check your app if you use the Milwaukee District North line. Here's a look at the rest of your drive times. Things still pretty smooth out there. 27 minutes is your inbound drive time on the Kennedy between O'Hare and downtown. If you're coming in on the Eisenhower, your drive time between Route 390 and downtown, 27 minutes. On the Stevenson, you're also at 27 minutes between I-355 and DuSable Lakeshore Drive. All clear on the Dan Ryan as well. A smooth 21-minute ride between 95th and downtown. Some breaking news to get to right now. Chicago police, they're looking for a missing woman and 2 children. They've released these pictures. That is 31-year-old Lynette Murillo and the 2 children, a 7-month-old boy and a 6-year-old girl. They were last seen Tuesday near the intersection of Madison and Hermitage. Take a look at those photos right there. If you recognize any of them, if you've seen any of these 3, you are asked to contact Chicago police.
Also developing this morning, 2 Chicago police officers are in the hospital after a crash on Lower Record Drive. The officers were heading east when they swerved to avoid hitting another car and ended up hitting the center median. The officers are hurt, but not badly. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Reassurances this morning for Catholics preparing to celebrate the feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe in DesPlaines.
This amid fears about federal immigration enforcement in the city. Roseanne Jones is live this morning with the latest details. Roseanne?
Well, it is peaceful and quiet here so far this morning, but this area will be filled with pilgrims. You can see the stanchions behind me that will help hold the lines in place as so many people head here. With festivities kicking off today, officials here at the Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe want everyone to know they will be safe here. Each year, thousands, hundreds of thousands of pilgrims come together from all over the area to pray here. They come with faith, hope, and a lot of flowers for the Virgin Mary. The feast day commemorates the appearance of the Virgin Mary to Aztec Indian Juan Diego nearly 500 years ago. Despite concerns about immigration enforcement, the Department of Homeland Security has said ICE does not target churches or houses of worship. We talked to some people who say nothing would keep.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You know, I can go to church, which is good, you know, but when I come over here, it's so strong. I went to visit my wife, of course, she's over in the cemetery next to us, right? You know, I gotta remember everybody that's up in heaven today, so it's a special day for me.
The inaugural Mass takes place today at 8 p.m. and we want to remind everybody that temperatures will be very cold, so you'll want to bundle up when you head here to DesPlaines. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Roseanne. Well, new this morning, the Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. is out of the hospital nearly a month after he was first admitted. Reverend Jackson was rushed to Northwestern Memorial Hospital on November the 13th due to complications with a neurological disorder. He was diagnosed with a progressive disease in April. Jackson's family says he will continue to receive care at an acute nursing facility while he continues to recover.
Also new this morning, a dramatic twist in the death of a Chicago police officer earlier this year. The family of Officer Crystal Rivera now filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the police department and the officer who killed the 36-year-old. The lawsuit claims that Rivera's partner, Officer Carlos Baker, was struggling to accept the end of their romantic relationship when he shot and killed her during a botched chase on June 5th in Chatham. This was first reported by the Chicago Sun-Times. Rivera's mom says in this lawsuit that Baker should never have been a cop, pointing to his more than dozen misconduct complaints, 3 suspensions as well. The Civilian Office of Police Accountability is also investigating.
The head of the Federal Transit Administration is speaking exclusively with Fox 32, defending its threat to pull tens of millions of dollars of federal funding from the CTA. Administrator Mark Molinaro penned a letter to Governor Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson demanding an enhanced safety plan. He cited the burning of Bethany McGee on the Blue Line last month. She was set on fire there. Governor Pritzker says that this threat is illegal, but Molinaro says that is not the case.
We want the city, we want the system, and we want the state to take seriously this problem, develop an all-of-the-above approach to drive down incidents of assault and provide for operator and rider safety. That's what we're seeking. We have every right to ask it. President Trump and Secretary Duffy have made very clear that rider and operator safety is our priority. And for us at the FTA, that is not going to be questioned. We're not going to get jerked around by anybody anywhere. We want systems to be safe for the riding public and the people who operate those systems.
The CTA has 1 week left to meet the administrator's demands. Mayor Johnson says that he will weigh his legal options before providing a formal response.
If you have sat in Chicago traffic, you've sure spotted these. We're talking about drivers flying down the shoulder to get around traffic. Well, now the Cook County Sheriff's Department is fighting back. They're using an $11 million helicopter to catch drivers on the ground in real time. Targeted enforcement stings from June through early December have already resulted in more than 700 citations. Sheriff's officials say that they will continue these stings to keep traffic moving safely and to send a message to folks that is, about budging. Cutting the line by using the shoulder, they say, will cost you.
It starts at a $250 fine, 3 days community service, so you end up picking up trash on potentially the highway you were just riding the shoulder on. And it's a 4-month process.
And the Illinois State Police tell us the numbers collected barely capture the full picture of what's happening here. Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart is going to join us in the 8 o'clock hour to talk more about this crackdown.
Well, today the Senate will vote on 2 health care proposals. It comes as Affordable Care Act subsidies are set to expire. Senate Republicans had promised Democrats a vote on the bill in exchange for reopening the federal government last month. Democrats were looking for a 3-year extension of the subsidies. Republicans' plan would provide a $1,500 a year to the health savings accounts for people from low-income homes. And speaking of income, get those wallets ready. Bears playoff tickets going on sale this morning.
Oh, I don't even want to know what they start at here. You can buy tickets for a home wild. Is this cart before the horse, Mike Kaplan?
We were talking about that this morning. Yeah.
I feel where's some wood? I need to I need to do something as I read this script. You can buy tickets for a home wild. I don't even feel right saying this. Or a home divisional game. If the Bears don't make it to those games, you will get your money back. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. Tickets go on sale at 11 a.m. on Ticketmaster. Sorry, I'm the superstitious type when it comes to sports.
We're just scorned Bears fans.
Okay.
We've been through a lot.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
We've been through a lot this morning. Been through a lot in terms of this forecast too, Mike.
Yes.
Yes, we have. And it is, look, we need this win on Sunday, and it's going to be in really cold weather all game long. It'll be way below zero. It won't be snowing out there. In fact, there may be a little bit of sunshine. sunshine, but the temperature, I think the high for the day will be 10. Now, out there right now, we've got 24 degrees, a light north wind at about 7 miles an hour. Wind chills pretty much area-wide are in the teens. You want the hat and gloves. You're spending any time outside, you're going to feel it. These are the current readings. 25 at Midway, only 20 at Waukegan, 23 at Aurora, LaSalle, Peru, and Morris with 26. Let's look at Northwest Indiana. Upper 20s for you. 26 at Valparaiso, Michigan City 28, Gary and Merrillville 27, and in Benton Harbor it is 27 degrees. The temperatures now compared with 6 a.m. yesterday when it was so relatively mild, they've gone down in most cases by double digits. It's 12 degrees colder at Midway, 15 degrees colder at Waukegan. Not much precip in the area. There could be a flurry today, but I'm watching this storm system coming out of the Dakotas moving into Iowa. Where is that going? How much of Chicagoland will pick up some snow from that one? I'll address that question and the weekend conditions, plus a pattern change that may put a smile on your face.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you could use that, right? Well, Fox 32 is a proud supporter of the Lurie Children's Radiothon. It is today, and we're going to be live all morning long and all evening long, checking in on some of the donations here and on our digital shows. The gift helps fuel research, support families, and provide care to local children in need. Again, if you would like to donate, you can call the number there on your screen, or you can just text Lurie to 34984. Or you can also scan that QR code right there on the left side of your screen. Time is now 6:11 this morning on Good Day Chicago. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. President Donald Trump says the U.S. has seized an oil tanker right off the coast of Venezuela. This is the latest push to increase pressure on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, who has been charged with narco-terrorism here in the U.S. This comes as the U.S. launches a series of deadly strikes on alleged drug smuggling boats in the Caribbean. Venezuela is calling the seizure of that oil tanker an act of international piracy.
The Trump administration is launching an expensive initiative providing an expedited path for non-U.S. citizens to get permission to live here in the U.S. It is called the Trump Gold Card Program. Applicants pay $15,000 to the Department of Homeland Security in exchange for a speedy processing. After a background check and vetting process, applicants will be required to pay $1 million to get the visa. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick says some 10,000 people and international travelers who normally can visit the U.S. without a visa may start to face some additional screening. Customs and Border Protection proposed an update to the visa waiver program, requiring travelers to submit their social media, email, and family history for review. President Donald Trump's administration says that the updated requirements aim to improve safety.
Right now, tens of thousands of people in Washington state are getting ready to possibly evacuate as another round of heavy rain threatens to flood rivers even further. This is drone video out of Snohomish County, where floodwaters are already close to rising above that bridge right there that goes over the river. That is a lot of water, Mike Kaplan.
Yeah. They got more rain on the way out there, too, I believe.
It's an atmospheric river, what we used to call the Pineapple Pipeline, that's pointed, it's like a fire hose, pointed right into the Pacific Northwest. Parts of Pierce County, you'll be familiar with that. Skagit County and Snohomish County getting hit with the heaviest rainfall there. Again, when people tell you you have to leave your home,
that's scary.
That is scary, whether it's a hurricane, fire, in this case flooding. You don't get that in snowstorms, so that's one plus. And we do not have a snowstorm for Chicagoland. What we do have is some snow that may deal us a glancing blow late tonight into tomorrow morning. Take a look at where the winter weather advisory area is. It does not include Chicagoland. You got an I-74 special here, going from Danville to Champaign. Then you head north through Bloomington, Peoria, Galesburg, and the Quad Cities. In the Chicago area, no winter weather advisory. Doesn't mean that there won't be any snow. Just think that the bulk of the snow is going southwest and that we only get a little bit of snow in there. Speaking of snow, there could be a flurry today during daylight hours. Otherwise, just mostly cloudy. Temperature's not going anywhere, around 27 degrees or so for the official high at O'Hare. At least it won't be very windy. Tonight, I'll mention that there will be some snow in the area. Heaviest, quote-unquote, snow, and even there, it won't be that much. Southwest of the city, going into Grundy County, maybe LaSalle County, you could get 1.5 inches there. Most of us are dealing with less than 1 inch. 22 degrees for the low. Now, let's look at the 7-day forecast. A couple of things of note. First of which is the cold coming in here this weekend. This means business. There'll be a lot of sub-zero lows in the suburbs. I expect to see a cold weather advisory coming out Saturday night and Sunday morning. That will be for wind chills. It could be 20 below zero. Look at that high. Bears game only 10. This chance of snow again way southwest of the city. Most of us miss out entirely. Cold on Monday, and then here comes the pattern change. We will have, I think, several days in a row of above freezing temperatures, maybe a few in the 40s, starting on Tuesday.
Right.
How about them?
That'll solve my gutter issue. Maybe next week.
You still have the chunk of ice?
Actually, the icicles did melt.
Ah, good.
So that's good. There's less weight on those things. Thank you, Mike. Love that pattern change. Okay, here's a look at traffic that crashed downtown that we saw last time it popped up. That is gone. That was a stalled bus on the northbound side of I-55. You're running clear there now. Here's a look at your drive times. 28 minutes inbound on the Kennedy. You're in the green there. Also in the green on the other area expressways. 28 minutes is your inbound time. On the Eisenhower between Route 390 and downtown. Under a half hour on the Stevenson as well. If you're coming in from I-355 to Lakeshore Drive, again, that bus is just stalled on the right side. It's on the right shoulder, so just look out there. And things clear on the inbound Dan Ryan. Heads up, though, if you do take the Milwaukee District North Line into downtown. The train that is supposed to be arriving right now to Union Station is operating 15 to 25 minutes behind schedule. So check your app if you take the Milwaukee District North Line. All right, both Democrats and Republicans are racing now to stave off next year's big price spikes for many Obamacare plans.
The COVID-era tax credits expire 3 weeks from now. Our Doug Luzader has more from Capitol Hill on as time is now running out.
Not too many days Capitol Hill to get a deal.
Tomorrow is a moment of truth for the Republicans here in the Senate.
Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer yesterday talking about the stakes today, with the Senate poised to take 2 big votes on expiring health care subsidies.
Obamacare was a scam.
President Trump railing against Obamacare, or the Affordable Care Act, and its spiraling costs. During COVID, temporary subsidies helped millions pay for health insurance, and those expire at the end of the year.
The Republicans, I can tell you, want the money to go to the people. And we're winning that battle.
Trump is backing today's GOP plan that provides money to consumers in health savings accounts to help offset costs and reduce fraud.
This is a way to give the American people the power of the purse and not give the profit to the insurance company.
During the government shutdown earlier this year, Democrats were holding out for a renewal of existing tax subsidies, and that's what they'll be voting for today, calling the GOP plan too weak.
The insurance offerings in the Republican bill are snake oil. They will spark a new avalanche of junk insurance plans where insurance companies make out like bandits.
All right, we're looping Doug into the conversation here. So this was the whole sticking point when it came to the shutdown itself. Before we talk about the implications, the vote itself, is this what was promised to end the shutdown, to vote on these measures, Doug?
Yeah, this is what Democrats got, the promise of a vote. And we're going to see that vote, we think, happen today. They were promised the vote, not a specific outcome. Right. And they're not going to get the outcome that they want. There just is not, you know, you never can fully predict what's going to happen. It seems exceedingly unlikely they're going to reach the 60 votes they need to get their plan across. Republicans are going to run into the same issue. They're not going to reach 60 votes on this either, probably, which means it's going to be somewhat back to the drawing board here. There are some plans that are kind of circulating on the sidelines here, some bipartisan ones as well, that may ultimately make it through, but they don't have much time left to get a deal done. And this question is a fundamental one of how you go about funding these subsidies. Does the money go to the insurance companies or does it go to the individual?
Doug, could you talk us through a little bit how each side, both the Republicans and Democrats, plan to address this issue?
Well, they're each going to have a vote today on this, on their various plans. Again, one plan involves sending money to the insurance providers. The other involves sending money into health savings accounts, and then the individual from there would decide what to do with that in terms of purchasing coverage.
Okay, we'll see how this shakes out. Doug Luzader, thanks as always, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we got plenty more to get to ahead, including a new operation aiming to spread joy, bliss. Instead of Midway Blitz, Midway Bliss. We'll tell you about a new initiative by a number of dedicated volunteers.
And Fox 32 is a proud supporter of the Lurie Children's Radiothon. Today's the day. We're going to be checking in live on some of the donations here on our digital shows as well. Your gift helps fuel research, support families, and provide care to local children in need. Again, if you want to donate, you can just text Lurie to 34984. You can also scan that QR code right there on the left side of your screen.
William.
Welcome back. The search continues this morning for a man named Daniel Davis. He's 59 years old. He has been missing now for 2 weeks. Police say he was last seen November 26 near Union Road in Blue Island. Davis is an employee at Bourbon Street, that's in Marionette Park. He is considered an endangered adult, which means time is critical here. His daughters, his family members, friends, the community, they've been searching around the clock. Anyone with information, there's some photographs of him about Daniel's whereabouts should contact Chicago police.
A local church is showing support for immigrants with a controversial nativity scene. A prayer vigil was held on Wednesday night outside of the Lake Street Church of Evanston. The church put up this nativity scene, including a baby Jesus that was zip-tied. They say that this is a memorial to those impacted by recent ICE operations.
This day and age, we're facing the reality of ICE. We're facing the reality of an authoritarian government. We're facing the reality of Donald Trump and MAGA, who is trying to dissect democracy in the United States. And in Evanston, we're just not going to have it.
The church says that the scene has suffered some vandalism since it was built in late November.
Families in Chicago who were shaken by the recent ICE raids getting a little relief thanks to a community-led effort called Operation Midway Bliss. Operation Midway Bliss started small, just 2 neighbors to help get gifts to children in need in the communities hit hard by ICE operations. Now Operation Midway Bliss took off on social media. Organizers are hoping the support means these families have one less thing to worry about.
Breaks your heart, and I think we're trying to give some hopefulness where a lot of sad, a lot of anger is in the background. We want to try to bring some hope to the forefront.
Now, organizers of this still looking for volunteers. If you'd like to help out, we've posted details on our website, fox32chicago.com. All right, Mike, I like pattern change these days. I like that phrase.
Take a look at, I'm going to try and do something with facial expression here with the forecast. So see if you can read into this. Some snow in the forecast. Cold coming. Big pattern change.
Nicely done, sir.
All right, I'll give you the details in the forecast, but right now, Fox 32, a proud partner of the Lurie Radiothon, and our Gabriella Primus is out there to give us an update on what's going on. Hey, Gabby.
You know, Mike, just in case people are getting bummed out by your forecast, but we're going to lift your spirits. We're at Lurie Children's. We have our iHeartMedia friends here, as well as the phones that are starting to ring already. We're going to tell you how you can donate for Lurie Children's Radiothon all day long. Jake Hamilton is here with me, too. We're going to give you all the details here coming up.
The family of Chicago police officer Crystal Rivera is filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the police department and the officer who killed her.
This lawsuit claims that Rivera's partner, Officer Carlos Baker, was struggling to accept the end of their romantic relationship when he shot and killed her during a botched case on June 5th in Chatham. This breaking development was first reported by the Chicago Sun-Times.
The Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe says Catholics celebrating the feast day will be safe from ICE agents. This is despite concerns about potential ICE encounters. The Department of Homeland Security has said ICE does not target churches or places of worship. The church will be live streaming for anyone who is not comfortable attending in person.
2 Chicago police officers are in the hospital after a crash on Lower Wacker Drive. The officers were heading east when they swerved to avoid hitting another car, and they wound up crashing into the center median there. The officers are hurt, but fortunately we're told they weren't badly injured. We will keep you updated as soon as we learn more.
All right, time is now 6:31 this morning. Live look outside. You can see some folks making their way into the office, and I hope they're dressed in layers, Mike Kaplan.
Smart move there. Yes. I was just looking at that shot there from Shedd Aquarium, and on the north portion of that, I saw a little hole in the cloud cover, which allows for hopefully a little peek of sunshine later today.
I hope so.
It's going to be mostly cloudy today, and it is going to be cold. Brian's right. Get those extra layers on, hats, gloves, the whole deal. In terms of snowfall, I remain unimpressed with any significant storm system in our area, really, for at least the next week. That doesn't mean it can't snow, not a lot. See this thing out here in the Dakotas? That's an area of low pressure. It's spinning away. The track of that storm is going to be such that it's going to deal us a glancing blow. The farther south you are, the closer you are to that low. Maybe a little bit of snow coming in late tonight, especially in southwestern portions of Chicagoland. We can all see a little bit of snow. It just won't be that much. Today, mostly cloudy, maybe a few peaks of sunshine, a high temperature of 27 today. Nothing more than a couple of flurries flying out there. We'll look at tonight's system and the intense cold coming in for the weekend when I show you the 7-day here in a few minutes. Right now, let's see where the reds and the greens and the yellows are on the traffic map. Anthony?
Overall, not too bad. Something did pop up near O'Hare. If you typically take the Tri-State, 294 north, right around O'Hare, just east of the airport there is a disabled vehicle in the center lane, so people are having to kind of avoid that. There's a little stop-and-go traffic to contend with there. Everything else still in the green. You're at 33 minutes inbound from O'Hare to downtown, 33 minutes inbound from Route 390 to downtown on the Ike. You're at 36 minutes on the inbound Stevenson between I-355 and DuSable Lakeshore Drive. Little bit heavier on the Dan Ryan right now. You're at 25 minutes now between 95th and downtown. And the situation on the Milwaukee District North line is not improving. Another train has been delayed. The one that's scheduled to get to Union Station in 10 minutes, that's operating 25 minutes behind schedule. Same deal for the prior train. So check your app if you take the Milwaukee District North line. All right, today is the Lurie Children's. We are a proud supporter of this effort. We want to hear those phones ringing in the lobby there down at Lurie's.
We got a big goal this morning. Your donations will help fund research and support local families in need. Our Gabriella Primus is live to dive more into exactly what these funds go towards. Hey, Gabby.
You know what, guys? It is already such a fun morning here on the 11th floor at Lurie Children's. It is transformed. You see our iHeartMedia friends, also some other Lurie Children's staff here working on the phones. All the volunteers are ready to go. Just so you know, if you hear a lot of cheering going on, that means that somebody made a donation, and we want all of you at home to make that donation as well. I'm with Deanna Kearns. You are the Director of Community Engagement here at Lurie Children's.
Good morning. Happy to be here. Thank you for being here.
Of course. You guys make it so easy and so fun and energetic, even at this time of morning. For people who are not aware of what goes on for the Radiothon, how does this work?
Yes, so we invite out all 6 iHeartMedia Chicago stations and Fox 32 to come and be a part of a 13-hour live broadcast. And throughout this time, we're sharing patient stories, caregiver testimonials, all of the good work that happens right here at Lurie Children's and in the surrounding Chicagoland communities for all of the support that we do and give to the patients and families that we serve.
I love it. Deanna, I already heard a couple of bell rings this morning, meaning that even at 6:30, we're getting some donations, and we see the camera right there, our own Jake Hamilton, working the phone booth. How exciting is it to know that people are actually, supporting and helping people here at Lurie Children's?
It's amazing to see the community come together. We have corporate supporters, we see community partners. We really continue to rally the community to help make a difference during the holidays for the patients and families that are staying at our hospital.
Let's talk about some of the patients and families that are even going to be here. I know one just showed up even this early this morning. Maybe just one instance of how much this hospital has made a difference for them.
Yeah, so a little later on you all will meet Marshall. Marshall actually lived at Lurie Children's for 9 months waiting for his new heart. He received his new heart. He's now home and thriving, but spending 9 months living within the walls of Lurie Children's, he's depending on family services, the care services that we provide, and all of the art therapy, music therapy, the things that make this place so special, and all of that is due to philanthropy and the donations here today.
I met Marshall. He is the sweetest little piece of pie, and he's going to join us, in the 7 o'clock hour. All right, let's talk numbers. What's the goal for today? Obviously, we're wanting to exceed that goal.
Yes, we are hoping to raise $1 million today at Lurie Children's through all of our stations and all of our supporters. So you can call, you can text, you can go online, and make sure you get your donation in today to make a difference for all the patients and families.
Okay, Deanna, thank you so much. I know you put a lot of work in today, and it's going very successfully so far.
Thank you.
Okay, Jake Hamilton, we saw you really looking busy over on the phone. We hope that you already got a donation. Although I'm not hearing the bell ringing yet, so you have some work to do, sir.
Listen, Gabby, I don't like to brag, but let me tell you something I will brag about. Take a look at all of these amazing volunteers who have come out very early this morning to help out the Lurie Children's Radiothon. Let me tell you something. They make it about as easy as you possibly can be so that you can help donate. Let me run down how to do it. First of all, there's a phone number. Let's be honest. There's a good chance if you're watching, you probably got your phone in your hand right now. So you can call 888-831-7733, or if you don't want to chat with anybody, here's the deal. You can text Lurie, L-U-R-I-E, to 34984. You hear that bell? You hear that bell? We got a donation. We got more donations. Also, you can go to luriechildrens.org/radiothon. So many different ways that you can help contribute to help out this amazing cause. You heard what she said. They're trying to raise $1 million, and with your help, we can do it. We're proud to be at Fox 32, a partner with the amazing folks here at Lurie Children's. We got the very talented people at iHeartMedia. Look at Leon Rogers, the entire WGCI team. You know it's a party whenever they're here. We got everybody here. Oh, we got Melissa. Oh, come on, everybody's here. Everybody's here. But guess what? If you can't be here, it can feel like you're here. All you got to do, call that number, 888-831-7733. You can chat with one of us, and we're going to be out here all morning long to tell you why we want to hear this sound. This is just a, don't get excited. We want to hear that a lot more. We want to hear it, right, guys? We want to hear that a lot more. They're nodding. All right, guys. We're going to hear that a lot more as we toss it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thank you, Jake. Looking forward to it.
Just love the enthusiasm there, and I know everyone's going to step up.
Oh, yeah. We need to hear some more of that.
Going to go nuts today, exactly.
Yes, and we're going to check in live on the Radiothon, live throughout the day, all day this Thursday. Your gift helps fuel research, support families, and provide care to local children in need. Again, if you would like to donate, you can call the number right there on your screen. You can talk to Jake personally, or you can text 34984 to Lurie or snap that QR code.
All right, let's send things over to Mike Kaplan on that note to figure out how we're doing on this Thursday. A little colder, but a little clearer than it was yesterday.
No snow coming down. That's right. Good news. All right, it's a radiothon, but it's also kind of a TV-thon.
Yeah.
We're there.
We're in on it.
We're supporting. We're helping. Yeah, good. Jake, looking good there. Is a phone. Give him a call. He wants to. Operators are standing by.
Exactly.
All right, I'm going to show you guys hopefully something here that's going to put a big smile on your face. This is a forecast for 11 days, including today's. Just looking at temperatures here. Now, it's going to be cold this weekend, but watch what happens next week. We turn the corner. Instead of seeing highs in the 20s and barely in the teens, we get several days in a row with temperatures at or above freezing, including a few 40 pluses as we head into the weekend before Christmas. So it is looking like a big pattern shift on the way. Instead of these repeat hits of cold and snow, that is going to cease, at least for a while. Now, what about the snow? There are two systems on the way, the first of which is tonight, second of which is Saturday. It'll impact the Midwest. Here's what our computer model thinks of system number one. It's a yawner. Okay, you get maybe an inch and a half as you get into Grundy County, maybe LaSalle, Peru. Most of Chicagoland, barely enough to coat the ground. And that next one coming in Saturday, that is going to be a central Illinois issue, not here. Today, 27 for the high. A couple of flurries will be it. Tonight, that's when there'll be a few snow showers around, maybe enough to coat a few spots from the city south. But the heavier snow is going to miss Chicagoland off to the southwest with a low of 22 degrees. Back to you. Oh, we'll be back after. Wait, we got a break. We're going to give you guys a little rest. You've been talking a lot. We'll be right back.
Reassurances this morning for Catholics preparing to celebrate the feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe in DesPlaines.
This amid fears about federal immigration enforcement in the city. Roseanne Tejas joins Roseanne.
Well, officials here at the Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe want everyone to know that they will be safe and they will be welcomed here. Now, each year, hundreds of thousands of pilgrims come together from all around the area to pray to the Virgin Mary. They come with faith, hope, and very often carrying flowers. The feast day commemorates the appearance of the Virgin Mary to Aztec Indian Juan Diego nearly 500 years ago. Despite concerns about immigration enforcement, the Department of Homeland Security has said ICE does not target churches or houses of worship. Some people may still choose not to come, but the very Reverend Ezekiel Sanchez encourages parishioners to knock on their doors.
Ask them, do you have anything for me to pray for? Ask them, I'll take your flowers. Tell them, what you can't do, I'll carry you with me in my thoughts and in my prayers. I will carry you. We won't forget you.
Back live now, and already the faithful appearing here this morning, dropping off flowers, saying prayers. We've seen many people coming on their way to work. They said they wanted to come and beat the crowds, and you can see those people there spending some time reflecting this morning. The crowds will be huge by the end of the weekend. The inaugural Mass will take place at 8 p.m. tonight. In DesPlaines, Roseanne Tejas, Fox 32, Chicago.
All right, thank you for that report, Roseanne. Appreciate it. Other news, congressional leaders gathered for a rare moment of bipartisanship at the annual menorah lighting on Capitol Hill. The event commemorates Hanukkah, which starts Sunday. Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson, Democratic Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, and Democratic House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries hosted the lighting. Hanukkah lasts through December 22nd.
Well, he may no longer be the Secretary of State after retiring as the most popular politician in the state. But at the age of 91, Jesse White is still working to give back and encouraging others to do so as well. This week, the Jesse White Foundation hosted its annual Season of Giving event, featuring a special demonstration by the Jesse White Tumblers. White started that organization 66 years ago.
We give our young people scholarship money while they're in school because we want to make sure they have the necessary funds that are necessary for them to fit properly into an educational environment. I believe, like Abraham Lincoln Merowitz said to me a long time ago, Jesse White, remember, do something good for someone every day. I practice that. And I just hope that that will become a part of your philosophy of life as well.
As the kids say, 91 where? It's 91. Jeez, that's great. All funds raised support the tumbling team and other programs benefiting at-risk youth. And here at Fox 32, we're asking for you to help give back to the community ahead of the holidays.
Indeed, Jake is manning the phones at Lurie Children's Radiothon. I believe you've got the headset going there, and you're taking calls live as we speak, right?
That's right, guys. Well, the entire team here is taking calls, and I want to give a shout out really quick. We were just on the air a few minutes ago, and already the incredible group of Fox 32 viewers we have watching at home have already contributed a lot. I want to give a shout out to a few of them. John from Libertyville, Emily from Lakeview, Connor from Highland Park, Jackie from Vernon Hills, Ginny from Lincoln Park, Kevin from Rosemont, Denise from Lake Forest, and John from Tinley Park. Just a few of the Fox 32 viewers who called in after our last live hit to help contribute for the Lurie Children's Radiothon. If you haven't done it yet, they made it about as easy as possible. One more time, that number, 888-831-7733, or you can text Lurie, L-U-R-I-E, to 39484. As always, you can check out the website, luriechildrens.org/radiothon. We're hearing the number, we're hearing the bells, we're hearing the bells. People are calling. A lot of fun to be had this morning, but we need your help, so get on it.
Welcome back. Today, the Senate will vote on 2 health care proposals.
It comes as Affordable Care Act subsidies are set to expire. Senate Republicans had promised Democrats to vote on the bill in exchange for reopening the federal government last month. Democrats are looking for a 3-year extension of the subsidies. Republicans' plan would include $1,500 a year to the health savings account of people with low incomes.
President Donald Trump says the U.S. has seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. This is the latest push to increase pressure on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, who has been charged with narco-terrorism here in the U.S. This comes as well as the U.S. launches a series of deadly strikes on alleged drug smuggling boats in the Caribbean.
International travelers who normally visit the U.S. without a visa may start to face some additional screening. Customs and Border Protection proposed an update to the visa waiver program, requiring for travelers to submit their social media, email, and family history for review. President Donald Trump's administration says that the updated requirements aim to improve safety.
All right, let's check in with Mike Kaplan for a look at the weather situation. Nice view there. At least we can see the buildings today.
Yes.
Right, hopefully we'll get a peek of sunshine as it comes up.
Now, take a look at that picture there. Do you see where I was pointing out it's a little bit brighter?
Oh, right.
Like,
Yeah.
To the farther right you go there. And there are a few peaks of sunshine, I think, that are going to break out today. But there are 2 systems to watch coming into the area, the second of which will be followed by some legit Arctic air. This is what we have now, where skies have cleared a little bit, temperatures have dropped. 16 at Woodstock, 18 at Waukegan, still holding in the mid-20s, midway at O'Hare, 27 at Joliet and Kankakee. You're looking at mid to, in some cases, upper 20s in Northwest Indiana, 25 at Merrillville, but it is still 28 degrees in Michigan City. Quite a bit of cloud cover, but don't be surprised to see a couple glimmers of sunshine out there. There can also be a flurry. This time of year when it's really cold, these low stratus clouds sometimes leak a couple of flurries out there. Main storm system, this one out here, which right now is producing mainly snow, a little bit of freezing rain in the Dakotas. That will be taking a track that only deals us a glancing blow of snow. We're going to be on the northern edge of that snow shield here tonight into very early tomorrow morning. Now, the wild card could be a little bit of lake effect snow right over the city tomorrow morning, which obviously would have some rush hour implications. We're not talking about a foot of snow coming off the lake, but there could be some snow showers here tomorrow morning, maybe a flurry or 2 in the afternoon. This storm system, that's a more potent one, but that looks like it is going to be a clear mist to our south going into central Illinois as we head into the Saturday timeframe. 27 today, 30 tomorrow, then bitterly cold air Saturday and Sunday. Chance for a snow shower south of I-80 on Saturday, but not a big storm. It's big cold on the way, but it's a quick hit. And then temperatures rebound nicely as the pattern finally changes next week. I think we'll have several days in a row above freezing. It is 6:54. Let's check back in with Anthony Ponce, who's keeping tabs on our commute.
Okay, if you live out in Naperville, heads up. There is an accident that has the 2 left lanes blocked on I-88 eastbound right before Naperville Road. So if you do live out in Naperville and take I-88, you might want to just take Ogden over to 355 and take 355 north to connect with I-88 from there, because there's solid traffic right there. Again, I-88 eastbound right before Naperville Road. Your other area expressways clogging up just a little since last time we checked in. You're at 38 minutes inbound from the O'Hare Airport to downtown, and 37 minutes on the inbound Eisenhower between Route 390 and downtown. On the Stevenson, you were at 37 minutes between I-355 and DuSable Lakeshore Drive, and the commute is just under a half hour on the inbound Dan Ryan between 95th and downtown. Also heads up that trains continue to run behind schedule, about 15 to 25 minutes behind schedule on the Milwaukee District North Line. All right, it is the season of giving. Today, all morning, we are asking you to give to local families in need.
Fox 32 Chicago is a proud sponsor of the Lori Children's Radiothon, and Jake is live with just how much money we're raising for the Chicago families. Jake?
That's right, guys. You said it's the season of giving. Leon Rogers from WGCI just handed me this giant belt. But you hear that other bell going off, that means we got a lot of giving going on here at the Lurie Children's Radiothon. This is kind of the radio row, as it were. It takes a village to pull off this epic radiothon. You got all of your favorite radio stations from iHeartMedia here showing up, contributing, helping. And don't hide. Show your beautiful face. Show the people what they want to see. We are live out here. We want you to help out. 888-831-7733. Go to lurieschildrens.org/radiothon, or you can text Lurie, L-U-R-I-E, to 34984. And then you get to talk to one of these amazing volunteers who are out here. They're helping out. They're giving their time because we want to raise $1 million. And we know with you guys at home, with all the radio listeners around the city of Chicago, that we can do it. Guys, I'm going to put on my headset. I got to get back to work, but we'll catch up with you in just a couple of minutes.
Right.
You guys excited?
Yes, okay, a lot of energy in that room. We'd love to see it.
Right?
Yeah, keep calling in, everybody. Yeah, exactly. That's Leon's. He was teasing that yesterday. Apparently weighs like 15 pounds. It's a heavy thing.
Some curls with it,
yeah, exactly. All right, again, we need your help. Helping those local family at Lurie Children's Hospital. We're going to be checking in with the Radiothon all morning. And as a reminder, your gift will help fuel research, support the families, and provide care to children. So there is the QR code. There's the text. Yeah, it's easy. Probably as easy as text Lurie to 34984. Scan that QR code, or better yet, call Jake Hamilton direct.
Yeah.
Right? All right, we'll
He's
be
the
right
man.
back.
The Federal Reserve cuts interest rates for the third time this year by a quarter point. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says that the economy is in what he calls a neutral position heading into 2026, but more cuts are not guaranteed. President Trump has accused the Fed of restraining economic growth, while Democrats say that consumer confidence has dropped.
Amazon expands its same-day delivery feature for perishable food items to more and more cities. The company says it'll be bringing its same-day delivery of food. We're talking about things like fruits, veggies, dairy, and meat to about 1,300 new cities and towns across America. That expanded footprint covers many cities in the mid and southwest. Amazon says it'll be expanding the feature to even more cities next year.
A new study claims that Instacart's AI pricing can show some different prices to different shoppers for the same groceries.
Ooh.
No one like that, right?
No.
Researchers found nearly 75% of items rank up differently, likely from retailers testing how sensitive customers are to price changes. Instacart says that the tests do not use any personal data, but critics warn it could cost families up to $1,200 a year.
Good Day Chicago at 7 starts now.
And new at 7 o'clock, a dramatic twist in the death of a Chicago police officer from over the summer. We will break down the new lawsuit against the CPD and the officer who...
Fears of immigration enforcement are affecting the annual pilgrimage to the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Organizers explain their plan to make sure everyone stays safe.
And it is the Lurie Children's Radiothon going on all day today, Fox 32. We are a proud supporter of this effort as we take a live look at the folks answering the phones, including our own Gabriella Primus and our very own Jake Hamilton as well. We are taking your donations to support local families in need.
Plus, just as we were having some of that snow melt out there, another round is on the way.
Yes, thank you for joining us on this Thursday morning. Good Day Chicago at 7 o'clock. Mike Kaplan is standing by for the very latest on the weather situation.
Little bit of snow, not a big. It could be worse. It looks like the track of this storm and the one for the weekend, largely southwest of here. So a little good news there. But the cold, this is not going to be a miss. This weekend, it means business. Get some fresh firewood ready to go for the fireplace. Get yourself a cup of hot something or other, because we got some cold weather coming in. Now today, definitely chillier than normal by a good 10 degrees. It'll be 22 at 9, 24 at noon. There'll be a few peaks of sunshine here or there. By 4 o'clock, though, any sunshine, I think, is gone. as cloud cover from the approaching storm system begins to move in. And eventually we'll get a couple of flakes of snow in the area, but it really looks to me like the bulk of that snow is going to stay well southwest of the city, at least anything that would be appreciable. 27 now at Joliet and Kankakee, only 16 at Woodstock, 25 at Maryville, 28 at Michigan City. Temperatures topping out in the upper 20s area-wide this afternoon. All right, what do we got for traffic out there? This looks like a mishap.
Yes, indeed. We are looking at the eastbound side of I-88. This is right before you get to Naperville Road. You can see there, looks like at least one car's involved there, and it looks like two cars, blocking two of the left lanes. So it's stop-and-go traffic. There's a 20-minute backup right there. So as I mentioned a few moments ago, if you live out in Naperville and you can work your way over, find an alternate route to get to 355 and then connect with I-88 there, you're probably going to save yourself about 15-20 minutes. Okay, your other drive times stacking up a little bit on area expressways as we are tracking a number of incidents. You're now at 40 minutes inbound on the Kennedy from Wayhair to downtown, 39 minutes inbound on the Eisenhower between Route 390 and downtown. Nearly 40 minutes now on the Stevenson inbound. You can see things are clogging up after you get to Cicero. And on the inbound Dan Ryan, clogging up a little bit there. You're at just under a half hour between 95th and downtown. And again, if you use the Metro, the Milwaukee District North Line has been experiencing delays all morning long. Trains inbound for Union Station, they're running between 15 and 25 minutes behind schedule. So be sure to check your app on that. Some breaking news to get to now. Chicago police, they are looking for a missing woman and two children. Here are the photos. In the middle there, that is 31-year-old Lynette Murillo, and the two children who are missing as well. On the right side of your screen, that's a 7-month-old boy, and then on the left side of your screen, there's a 6-year-old girl. They were last seen near the intersection of Hermitage and Madison. This was Tuesday. So they've been missing for more than 24 hours right now. Anyone with information, take a look at the photos on your screen. If you've seen these three, contact Chicago Police.
Also developing, the Chicago police officers are in the hospital following this crash on Lower Record Drive. The officers were heading east of the car. That's when they ended up hitting the center median. The officers are hurt, but thankfully not badly. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Reassurances this morning for Catholics who are preparing to celebrate the feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe. That's out in DesPlaines.
This comes amid fears about federal immigration enforcement in the city. Roseanne Jones is live this morning from DesPlaines. Roseanne?
Yes, and today will be a big day here. Already we're seeing some Catholic faithful arriving to offer prayers and leave flowers. Many hoping to beat the crowds. Frankly, it's going to be very busy with festivities kicking off. Officials at the Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe want everyone to know they will be safe here this year. Each year, hundreds of thousands of pilgrims come together to pray, bringing with them faith, hope, and, yes, those flowers for the Virgin Mary, and lots of them. The feast day commemorates the appearance of the Virgin Mary to Aztec Indian Juan Diego nearly 500 years ago. Despite concerns about immigration enforcement, the Department of Homeland Security has said ICE does not target churches or houses of worship. The Very Reverend Ezekiel Sanchez says, "You must do what's best for you," but many say nothing would keep them away.
It's a feeling it's unbelievable. You know, I can go to church, which is good, you know, but when I come over here, it's so strong. I went to visit my wife. Of course, she's over in the cemetery next to us, right? You know, I got to remember everybody that's up in heaven today. So it's a special day for me.
Yes, people coming here to pray often talk about what an emotional experience it is, and certainly it will be packed later today. The inaugural Mass takes place at 8 p.m. That's followed by fireworks and the Guadalupe torch lightning. By 11 o'clock, they have the Las Mañanitas Serenade, a full day on tap today and tomorrow here at Our Lady of Guadalupe Shrine in DesPlaines. Roseanne Tejas, Fox 32, Chicago.
Well, new this morning, the Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. is out of the hospital nearly a month after he was first admitted. Jackson was rushed to Northwestern Memorial on November the 13th due to complications with a neurological disorder. Jackson's family says that he will continue to receive care at an acute nursing facility while he recovers.
Also new this morning, a dramatic twist in the death of a Chicago police officer from over the summer, Officer Crystal Rivera. Her family going to be filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the police department and the officer who killed her. This was initially characterized as a mistake shooting, but the lawsuit claims Rivera's partner, Officer Carlos Baker, was struggling to accept the end of their romantic relationship when he shot and killed her during a botched chase back on June 5th in the Chatham neighborhood. This development was first reported by the Chicago Sun-Times. Rivera's mother says in the lawsuit that Baker should never have been a cop. She pointed to his more than a dozen misconduct complaints and 3 suspensions. COPA, the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, is still investigating.
The head of the Federal Transit Administration is speaking exclusively with Fox 32 Chicago, defending their threat to pull tens of millions of federal funding from the CTA. The administrator, Mark Molinaro, penned a letter to Governor Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson demanding an enhanced safety plan. He cited the burning when a Bethany McGee was set on fire on the Blue Line last month. Governor Pritzker says this threat is illegal, but Molinaro says that is not the case.
We want the city, we want the system, and we want the state to take seriously this problem, above approach, to drive down incidents of assault and provide for operator and rider safety. That's what we're seeking. We have every right to ask it. President Trump and Secretary Duffy have made very clear that rider and operator safety is our priority. And for us at the FTA, that is not going to be questioned. We're not going to get jerked around by anybody anywhere. We want systems to be safe for the riding public and the people who operate those systems.
The CTA has 1 week left to meet the administrator's demands. Mayor Johnson has said that he will weigh his legal options before providing a formal response.
All right, if you've been stuck in Chicago traffic, you've undoubtedly spotted certain drivers who just take matters into their own hands, just fly down the shoulder to get around folks. Well, now the Cook County Sheriff's Department is fighting back. They're using an $11 million helicopter to catch drivers in real time on the ground. Targeted enforcement stings from June through early December already resulted in more than 7 actions. Sheriff's officials say they're going to continue doing this to keep traffic moving safely and to send a message to the driving public. Cutting the line by using the shoulder will cost you.
It starts at a $250 fine, 3 days community service. So you end up picking up trash on potentially the highway you were just riding the shoulder on. And it's a 4-month process.
Illinois State Police tell us the numbers collected barely capture the full picture here. Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart going to be joining us during our 8 o'clock hour to talk more about this crackdown.
Today, the Senate will vote on 2 health care proposals. It comes as Affordable Care Act subsidies are set to expire in 3 weeks. Senate Republicans had promised Democrats a vote on the bill in exchange for reopening the federal government last month. Democrats are looking for a 3-year extension of the subsidies. Republicans' plans would include a $1,500 a year to the health savings accounts of people with low incomes. It's ready. Bears playoff tickets going on sale.
Buy tickets for a home wild card game or a home divisional game. Now, I say that with an asterisk here. If the Bears don't make it to those games, you will get your money back. Tickets go on sale at 11 a.m. on Ticketmaster.
Sure, those tickets are going to go fast.
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're taking a live look outside. Speaking of the Bears, they're in for a chilly one this Sunday, Mike.
Oh, my gosh. Well, maybe one of the coldest games ever played there. And there have been some doozies, but most of that game will be played in single digits with wind chills way below 0. But there's a pattern shift coming. Just be patient. It is on the way middle of next week. I think we're going to start several days in a row of above freezing temperatures. Now, you look out here. There's no snow falling now. There could be a flurry today. That would be it. But the main storm system that we're watching is this one out here coming out of the Dakotas. The track of that storm system is going to deal us a glancing blow tonight into the wee hours of tomorrow morning. Let's look at our Weather Authority Futurecast, which shows that there will be maybe a few peaks of sunshine here today. I still think that's cloudier than what we're showing there. But here comes the snow tonight. And as you can see, it has a northwest to southeast orientation that barely touches the city. So the farther southwest you are, the more likely you are to get a little bit of snow. But here's the wild card. Could there be a little lake effect snow shower tomorrow morning on the Illinois side? Yes. Would it be much? And the answer is no. So today we're going to be maxing out in the upper 20s. Let's call it 27. A few spots are 28 right now, but you're not going to warm up. Nothing more than a flurry today. A few peaks of sunshine as well. Very cold this weekend, and then the pendulum swings the other way. I'll give you a look at that 7-day forecast here in just a few minutes, Brian and Anthony.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. Appreciate it. Fox 32 is a proud supporter of the Lurie Children's Radiothon. It's happening today. It's happening live right now. And your gift helps fuel research, support families, and provide care to local children in need.
Jake is live this morning trying to raise some more funds. So where do things currently stand, Jake?
Things are looking really good. We keep hearing that sound a lot. You're going to want to stay tuned. It was just for TV. Don't applause. It was just for TV. We're going to tell you everything you need to know to help out Lurie Children's. It is the Radiothon. It is us. It is the good folks. We're going to tell you how one number, one text, one website can change a life forever. Don't go anywhere. Stay on Fox 32 Chicago, and we're going to tell you everything you need to know. You guys excited? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The family of Chicago police officer Crystal Rivera is filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the police department and the officer who killed her.
This lawsuit claims that Rivera's partner, Officer Carlos Baker, was struggling to accept the end of their romantic relationship when he shot and killed her during a botched chase back on June 5th in Chatham. This development was first reported by the Chicago Sun-Times.
The Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe says Catholics celebrating the feast day will be safe from ICE agents. Now, this is despite concerns about potential ICE encounters. The Department of Homeland Security has said that ICE does not target churches or places of worship. The church will be live streaming for anyone who is not comfortable attending in person.
Okay, this morning, all day, really, the Lurie Children's Radiothon. All day long, we're going to be checking in live with how donations are going there. They got a $1.2 million goal, which is $200 grand more than they raised last year. Everyone turned out last year. Your gift will help fuel research. It'll support the and it'll also provide essential care to local children in need. So if you want to donate, there's the QR code. A couple ways to do that. You can text Lure to 34984. Or you can call that number right there and perhaps speak with Jake Hamilton or Gabby, 888-831-7733.
Well, the search continues this morning for 59-year-old Daniel Davis, who's now been missing for 2 weeks. Police say that he was last seen on November the 26th near Union Road in Blue Island. Davis is an employee at Bourbon Street in Marinette Park. He's considered an endangered adult, which means that time is very critical. His daughter says that family, friends, and the entire community have been searching around the clock. Anyone with information on where he could be should please contact Chicago Police. Well, a local church is showing support for immigrants with nativity scene. A prayer vigil was held on Wednesday night outside of the Lake Street Church of Evanston. The church put up this nativity scene, including a baby Jesus that was zip-tied. They say that this is a memorial to those impacted by recent ICE operations.
This day and age, we're facing the reality of ICE. We're facing the reality of an authoritarian government. We're facing the reality of Donald Trump and MAGA, who is trying to dissect democracy in the United States. And in Evanston, we're just not going to have it.
We know that your story is...
The church says that the scene has suffered since it was built back in late November.
And President Donald Trump says the U.S. has seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. This is the latest push to increase pressure on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, who has been charged with narco-terrorism here in the U.S. It also comes as the U.S. has been launching a series of deadly strikes on alleged drug smuggling boats in the Caribbean. Venezuela, though, calling the seizure of that oil tanker an act of international piracy.
The Trump administration is launching an expensive initiative providing an expedited path for non-U.S. citizens to get permission to live here in the U.S. It is called the Trump Gold Card program. Applicants pay $15,000 to the Department of Homeland Security in exchange for a speedy processing. After a background check and vetting process, applicants will be required to pay $1 million to get the visa. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick says some 10,000 people have already signed up.
All right, right now, tens of thousands of people ready to evacuate as another round of heavy rain threatens to flood rivers further. Look at that drone video. This is over the Snohomish, or it's in the river, that is. Floodwaters already close to rising above that bridge. Brian, I know you spent a lot of years out in Seattle.
In Seattle, yeah.
Heard about the rain? And boy, that is concerning.
And I believe they're supposed to get another 5 or 6 inches today as well on top of that. So definitely our thoughts with everybody out in the PNW.
Pineapple Express. Yeah, that's what we used to call that. It's a jet stream that reaches out into the Central Pacific, and it ends up being kind of a pipeline of moisture that can impact the West Coast, and that's part of the same system that keeps bringing us weathermaker after weathermaker, snow after snow. But there are some really clear indications that that pattern is about to break down next week. But we have to endure a couple of really cold days this weekend before we can see that warm up. Out there right now, take a look at this shot here from the roof of our building. Yeah, a lot of cloud cover, but you see a few bright spots here and there, which is why I'm going to mention the possibility of at least getting a couple of peaks of sunshine out there. Current temperatures are in the 20s. Hats and gloves strongly recommended out there today. We have 25 at Midway, Joliet, Chicago Heights. Skies broke a little bit. Temperatures dropped into the teens. Woodstock and Waukegan among those areas, 17 and 18 respectively. Still cloudy at Michigan City, where it is 28 degrees. Now, what we have on radar is a system approaching from the west. But the track of that low, and now virtually every computer model. Yesterday, there were a couple computer models that were hitting us with a 3 to 4 inch snowstorm. Now, they've all steered this effectively much farther to the southeast. So, kind of the northern edge of where there might be an inch or so of snow would be that blue line. Doesn't mean that it won't snow in the city, but it would be, I think, less than 1 inch. So it is not going to be of the amalgamation. 27 degrees for the high today. Not a lot of wind out there. Could be a flurry around. Tonight, that storm system, it'll impact with the heaviest snow, inch plus, well southwest of the city with a low of 22. Quick check of the 7-day forecast. Ignore the weekend because you're not going to be happy with that. Focus on the Tuesday, Wednesday portion of the program when we start that warming trend.
A quick update to the traffic situation. If you are about to leave the house and you live out near Naperville and typically take 88 eastbound, do not get on that stretch of highway. The accident there has now the 3 left lanes blocked, turning into a bigger investigation there. So we're talking about solid traffic, delays of up to an hour if you get caught behind the scene there. So try to find an alternate route, perhaps to 355, where you can then connect with eastbound 88. Your other drive times on the area expressways, they're mostly the yellow, in some cases red. 48 minutes inbound from O'Hare to downtown on the Kennedy. 42 minutes inbound on the Eisenhower from Route 390 to downtown. 41 minutes on the Stevenson inbound from I-355 to DeSable Lakeshore Drive. You're at 31 minutes inbound on the Dan Ryan between 95th and downtown. And heads up, if you're taking 8094 westbound in northwest Indiana or approaching the state line, the exit ramp to Klein Avenue is closed due to an accident. We'll be right back.
Well, he may no longer be the Secretary of State after retiring as the most popular politician in the state. But at the young age of 91, Jesse White is still working to give back and encouraging others to do so as well. This week, the Jesse White Foundation hosted its annual Season of Giving event featuring a special demonstration by the Jesse White Tumblers. White started years ago.
We give our young people scholarship money while they're in school because we want to make sure they have the necessary funds that are necessary for them to fit properly into an educational environment. I believe, like Abraham Lincoln Maravitz said to me a long time ago, Jesse White, remember, do something good for someone every day. I practice that. And I just hope that that's your philosophy of life as well.
All the funds raised support the tumbling team and other programs benefiting at-risk Chicago youth.
Okay, it is the Children's Radiothon today. So this morning we are asking for your help, everybody, to help local families in need.
We're setting a big goal this morning. Jake is live this morning with how close we're getting towards that goal.
We are getting closer with every phone call, with every ring of the bell, getting closer to that. Hear that? The bell sound? That means we're getting a little bit closer every time. It is the Lurie Children's Radiothon. Shout out to all the amazing volunteers here who are answering the phones. Many of them are Lurie's families that just want to give back. We're going to be talking with them throughout the morning, but I want to remind you of how you can contribute. It's very easy. There's a good chance your phone is in your hand right now. 888-831-7733. If you don't want to chat with us, that's okay too. All you got to do is text Lurie, L-U-R-I-E, to 34984. Hop online if you want to. LurieChildren's.org/radiothon. They have made it so easy for you to contribute. A couple of bucks, it makes a big difference. It goes a long way. And it's not just us. Fox 32, we're a proud partner to be out here. But take a look at this. You got the Radio Row. You got the best radio shows in Chicago. Helping out, contributing, giving back. We want to make sure we not just match that goal. We want to surpass it. We want to blow past it. We want to make it look easy. And we can do it with your help. Gabby, I know you're on the other side of the room over there. You're talking with some great folks who are helping us reach that goal.
You know, Jake, this is such a special place, and especially on a day like today with the Radiothon. We meet so many a year that we do stories on, including Marshall, who you're about to meet. He's a superstar here at Lurie Children's. So he was born with a heart defect, had to have 4 surgeries even just as a baby. Well, he was put on the heart transplant list. He waited very patiently until last February when he was finally able to get his heart. He's here with his mom and sister to talk with us. We're going to share his story. It's so heartwarming, you guys. You're going to fall in love with him, just like the doctors, nurses, and all the staff here at Lurie Children's has too. So please think about what you can donate, even if it's just $5. It does make a difference. $1 million is the goal today, though. We'll have much more after this break.
Gabby, we're all looking forward to meeting Marshall here shortly, and hopefully you're looking forward to the weather next week, because after a bitterly cold weekend, we're finally digging out of the deep freeze. I've got the forecast coming up.
You're watching Good Day Chicago. Time is now 7:30.
We appreciate you joining us on this Thursday morning. Here's a look at some of the headlines we are following.
The family of Chicago police officer Crystal Rivera is filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the police department and the officer who killed her. This was first reported by the Chicago Sun-Times. The lawsuit claims that Rivera's partner, Officer Carlos Baker, was struggling to accept the end of their romantic relationship when he shot and killed her during a botched chase on June 5th in the Chatham neighborhood.
The Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe say Catholics celebrating feast day will be safe from ICE agents despite concerns about potential ICE encounters. The Department of Homeland Security has said ICE does not target churches or houses of worship. The church will be live streaming, though, a commemoration there for anyone who is not comfortable attending in person.
2 Chicago police officers are in the hospital following a crash this morning on Lower Wacker Drive. The officers were heading east when they swerved to avoid hitting another car. They ended up hitting the center median. The officers are hurt, but thankfully not critically. We will keep you updated as we learn more.
All right, we have solid traffic after a really bad crash just east of Naperville. This is on the eastbound side, I-88, right before Naperville Road. You can see at least three of the lanes are blocked, just a single lane of traffic getting through. So the delay right now, a solid hour. So if you can figure out a way to get eastbound, perhaps to 355 and connect with an expressway that way, you will save yourself a lot of time there. We'll continue to follow the ongoing investigation there. You can see a number of emergency responders on the scene there. At least one car appears to be involved. The only other major incident I'm seeing right now is on the westbound side of 8094. There's an accident that actually happened on the exit ramp avenue, so heads up there. Things are stacking up big time on the other area expressways. You are at nearly an hour now on the inbound Kennedy from O'Hare to downtown. The Eisenhower is at 47 minutes between Route 390 and downtown. On the Stevenson, things clog up as you pass Midway Airport to your south. You're at 43 minutes inbound on I-55. And on the Dan Ryan, you're now at nearly 40 minutes inbound between 95th and downtown. The only bright spot here, Metro trains on the Milwaukee District North line are now running smoothly. Okay, Mike, your turn here. How are we doing in the weather department? What is that bright light I'm seeing flashing on the horizon?
Yeah, what is it's got to be something inside.
What is?
I think it's something inside the building where we have the camera. This is that's out of Willis Tower.
Okay.
So I think
there was something odd about that.
Or it could be the aliens again.
They're coming to get us.
It could, I'm not saying it's the aliens, but it's the aliens. We're going to see a lot of cloud cover today with perhaps a few peaks of sunshine. Can't rule out a flurry here or there, but during daylight hours, no appreciable snow on the way. 26 at Chicago Heights, only 18 at Waukegan, Chicago's Lakefront 23, 25 at LaSalle, Peru, 27 in Merrillville. Where you are in the upper 20s now, like Kankakee, 29, you might hit 30, that would be it. Where it's 18, you might get to 26 later this afternoon. It's not a warm day by any stretch, not as warm as it was yesterday. There is a storm system on the way, but the bulk of it is going away from us. Heaviest snow from this is going to be falling to our south in central Illinois, in central Indiana. We'll be on for a couple of hours, which means we get very little snow out of it. Tomorrow morning, as that system departs, there could be a little bit of light lake effect snow, which might hit the city during the commute. Not a lot with that, but you get any snow at 7 o'clock in the morning could cause a couple little minor slowdowns. During the day tomorrow, with the trough of low pressure in place, we might squeeze out a flurry or two. That would be it. This is the next system, and it also is taking a track which will favor central Illinois and only deal Chicagoland a glancing blow on Saturday. So I see 0 big snowstorms for us in the future. And in fact, after kind of a snow every other day here for the past couple of weeks, next week everything really settles down. Here's what we're looking at for snowfall totals right on through Saturday afternoon, and we're looking at fractions of an inch for the majority of Chicagoland, maybe enough to recoat the ground. Let's look at the 7-day after a brutally cold weekend. High of only 12 Saturday and a high of 10 for that Bears game on Sunday with wind chills between 10 and 20 below. Tuesday and Wednesday, we start a warming trend, and it won't just be a couple of days. Really looks like a pattern shift in place that may carry us right on through at least the weekend before Christmas. Got some lovely photos to share with you. How about this one from Greg O'Neill? These are Greg's nosy neighbors, hoping that he's got a little snack for them out there. I like that. The cows are looking at you like, hey, take our picture here. We'll post something for us, maybe a carrot. I don't know. Thanks for that shot, Greg. And how about this photo?
Oh, wow.
From my buddy, Tony Shemeka in Egg Harbor, Door County. And I texted him last night and I said, the northern lights are out. You have clear skies, go look. And so he shot this photo. And what an incredible display. You got the stars in it, Tony. That is fantastic. We missed it, because we had cloud cover. Otherwise, we might have seen it. Wouldn't have been as spectacular as that, but I'm happy to share pictures from our northern neighbors there. Tony, thanks for sharing.
Beautiful colors.
All right, back to you both.
All right, well, today is the Lori Children's Radiothon, Fox 32 Chicago, one of the proud supporters. We want to hear those phones ring off the hook.
Operators are standing by. Your donations help fund research and support families in need. Gabriella Primus is out there. She joins us live with a very special patient from Lori Children's. Gabby.
Yeah, you know what, guys? But I haven't heard these bells ringing enough, all right? So make sure you're picking up the phone, calling Jake Hamilton over there. He's standing by, as well as some other very smiley volunteers waiting for your donation. $1 million is going to be the goal today, and I know that Chicago can do it. All right, I have some very special guests with me. So Marshall here, who I was telling you about in the tease, his sister Carolyn, and then also his mother Jessica. Thank you guys for coming. How exciting is it to be here?
Very exciting.
Very exciting. Okay, Jessica, what was Marshall's journey here? Because we know that you guys spent a lot of time here in the city at Lori Children's.
We did. So Marshall was originally diagnosed with hypoplastic left heart syndrome in utero. We actually met our single ventricle team when I was still pregnant. So his entire life, we have been a Lori's family. He's had 5 open heart surgeries, including his transplant. But last year, prior to his transplant, Marshall's condition had changed, and so we admitted to the hospital April 24th of 2024, and we were inpatient for 295 days here at Lori Children's.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I always, like we were talking earlier, you know, it's hard not to get emotional because so many people here are so special to you. How much does it mean to be back and see all the smiling faces welcoming Marshall, Carolyn, and yourself into the hospital?
You know, driving back to the city was almost surreal this morning. It was, you know, we made the trip so many times over that year, and now coming back and just realizing how beautiful it was. Like, not only the medical care we received, but just the pure magic. Like, the things that Lori Children's did for our family to make sure Marshall felt special on Christmas, and we got awesome pictures of Santa on the helipad, and just little things that make it just not medical care, but truly helping us live the best quality of life, whether we're here waiting for our next procedure or we're at home living our best lives.
Well, and I know that the recovery after that heart transplant went really well for you, Marshall, and here you are strong. You've grown so much since even I saw you last spring. Let's talk about some of your memories from being here at Lori Children's. What was some of the highlights of your stay?
Well, I liked playing with my friends, which include Tyler and Josie, and I also like going down to play Body Parts Trivia and Bingo in the Panda Center, and I also like the Pong thing. I forget what it's called.
You know, I remember hearing about a friend named Mila. What's your story with that friend, and do you still keep in touch?
So Mila, she taught me how to do some karate, says she likes doing that stuff, and me and her, we had fun together, and I met her when I was 6, and now I'm 8, so it's been a pretty long time.
A big 8-year-old. Okay, you also have your sister Carolyn here. Carolyn, I know, you know, with Marshall, you were also here in the city a lot. Do you have any special memories from Lori Children's that you'd like to share?
I think that it was super fun. We would always go down to the Panda Center. We would always have fun playing down in the Panda Center. I loved how much all of the nurses, like, I used to make them crafts, and we would always share them, and they would always accept them and love them so much, and that was always really fun.
Okay, guys, how much would it mean to you to see people calling these phones off the hook and hearing those bells ring today?
It's extremely important, and it would mean the world to us. And not only our family, but tons of families like ours. Because as much as we have got to the other side of our journey at Lori's for the interim, there's lots of families up here still living here. There's lots of families that need awesome medical care. And there's also a ton of families that when you donate are going to get an extreme amount of joy. And we're just really asking you to give with your heart and to really help families like ours and hundreds of other families here with lots of different diagnoses. So thank you, and I hope you can give generously this holiday season.
And I loved what you said earlier to me, that not only did Lori Children save Marshall's life, but your whole family's life, which 100%. I think is just so strong. Okay, Jake, I'm over here tearing up because we just know that the stories that come out of here are so special. I'm hearing another bell ring. There we go. What can people do if they want to donate?
They made it very easy, Gabby, and the stories that you were talking about with those amazing folks, she said it perfectly. She said, give with your heart, and that's what we want you to do. Look at this incredible team of folks here, these amazing, very good-looking volunteers we have out here at Lurie Children's. They are ready to go. They are manning the phones, and they have made it as easy. Call us, he's saying. Call us, he is saying. And guess what? Here's how you can do it. 888-831-7733. The phones are ringing. They're ringing already. We love to hear it. We want you to call in, talk with us, give a little bit. Every little bit helps. Doesn't matter what you can give. If you can give anything, it's going to make a difference out here at Lurie Children's at the Radiothon. If you don't want to hop on the phone, guess what? We made it easy for you, too. You can text Lurie, L-U-R-I-E, to 34984 or hop online, LurieChildren's.org/radiothon. So many different ways for you to reach out, for you to contribute. But let me tell you, the best way to do it is to hop on the phone with these amazing folks out here. A lot of them are Lurie's families. They have experience. They can talk with you, and they can give you a reason for why we should be contributing. You know, this time of year, so many of us are focused on what we're getting, but it's time to remember why we should be giving. And listen to that. The sounds of the bell means that folks are giving. We are live out here at Lurie Children's. It is the Radiothon, Fox 32, a very proud sponsor, along with the best radio shows in town. Take a look behind you. You got Radio Row, the absolute best shows in town. iHeartMedia is partnering as well. So many different ways, whether you're listening to the radio on your way into work, whether you're watching Good Day Chicago right now, there are a lot of different ways we can get the word out and help them get $1 closer to their goal. We're going to be live out here all morning long. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned, and we'll tell you so many more amazing stories. This should be the reason why that phone keeps ringing, which we're hearing it right now, and hopefully a few more of those bells ringing as well. On that note, we're going to go to break. We'll be right back.
Did you?
Despite fears surrounding federal immigration enforcement, many Catholics are preparing to celebrate the feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Roseanne Tejas joins us live from DesPlaines as the annual pilgrimage gets underway. Roseanne, good morning.
Good morning. Even with snow on the ground and this cold in the air, this is a day the Catholic faithful don't miss. And with the festivities kicking off just a little later today, officials at the Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe want everyone to know that they are safe here and they will be welcome. Each year, hundreds of thousands of pilgrims come together from all over the area, and they bring their faith and hope and lots of flowers for the Virgin Mary. The feast day commemorates the appearance of the Virgin Mary to Aztec Indian Juan Diego. That was nearly 500 years ago. Parishioners began leaving flowers on Monday. Now, despite concerns about potential ICE encounters, the Department of Homeland Security has said ICE does not target churches or houses of worship. Still, the very Reverend Ezekiel Sanchez says you must do what's best for you.
So if you are coming to visit and you know people who, for whatever reason, traditionally they would come and this year they can't, we invite you to knock on a door. We invite you to go to them, find them, and ask them, do you have anything for me to pray for?
And back live, we have someone praying right now. There's been a trickle of people throughout the morning despite these cold temperatures, many on their way to work and many hoping to beat the crowds that will definitely form here later. You can see the stanchions are ready to be put in place as the big crowds come for the inaugural Mass at 8 p.m., followed by a fireworks show, also the lighting of the torch, and the Las Mañanitas Serenade. From DesPlaines, Roseanne Tejas, Fox 32 Chicago.
All right, Roseanne, thank you for that update from DesPlaines. It's 7:48. Here is a quick look at what we have coming up on Good Day Chicago at 8 and 9 o'clock, so keep it right here. We will be right back.
Say big for the
The family of Chicago police officer Christopher Rivera is filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the police department and the officer who killed her.
The lawsuit claims Rivera's partner, Officer Carlos Baker, was struggling to accept the end of their romantic relationship when he shot and killed her during a botched chase on June 5th in Chatham. This was first reported by the Chicago Sun-Times.
President Donald Trump says the U.S. has seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. This is the latest push to increase pressure on the president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, who has been charged with narco-terrorism in the United States. This comes as the U.S. launched a series of deadly strikes on alleged drug smuggling boats in the Caribbean.
All right, today the Senate will vote on 2 health care proposals. This comes as Affordable Care Act subsidies are set to expire at the end of the year. Senate Republicans had promised Democrats a vote on this bill in exchange for reopening the federal government last month. Democrats want a 3-year extension of the ACA subsidies, although Republicans' plan would provide $1,500 a year to the health savings accounts of people with low incomes.
Time is now 7:52 this morning. A live look at Soldier Field, which was going to be the frozen tundra come Sunday, Mike.
Exactly right. You know, back in the old days when they had those old shows before you guys were born in the 70s, Across the Frozen Tundra. But yeah, we have the Browns coming to town, and it is going to be the coldest day of this entire cold weather season on Sunday. High temperature may barely get to 10 degrees, so most of that game is going to be played with an actual air temperature in the single digits and wind chills way below zero. Out there right now, just kind of a garden variety of unusually cold weather. You see a lot on radar, nothing really in the immediate area. There could be a flurry later, but this is the main storm system out here that will be dealing us a glancing blow tonight. Take a look at our Weather Authority Futurecast, and by glancing blow, I mean we're not going to get a lot of snow out of this thing. Farther southwest you are, that's where maybe you pick up an inch or two, LaSalle, Grundy, maybe Kankakee County. Majority of Chicagoland, barely enough to coat the ground. Tomorrow, I am going to be watching for this, the potential of a little bit of lake effect snow on the Illinois side, and this would be timed during the morning commute. It's not a big deal, and it would not last long, but we'll see. On radar tomorrow morning, I might be showing you a little bit of lingering snow, which would shift off to the east. During the afternoon and evening tomorrow, spotty snow shower would be at most what we get. Then, it's the Saturday storm system, which also looks like it will take a southerly track, dealing southern portions of Chicagoland a glancing blow on Saturday afternoon. 27 today, mostly cloudy, maybe a flurry. Tonight, we'll drop it down to the low 20s with a chance for a little bit of light snow, and the quote-unquote heaviest snow will be in the far southwest portions of Chicagoland. We have a bitterly cold weekend on the way. No doubt about that. Saturday and Sunday, highs barely double digits. Probably going to get a cold weather advisory late Saturday night into Sunday morning because of wind chills. Could be 20 below zero or worse. But we turn the corner Tuesday and Wednesday, the beginning of a pattern flip that will have us in the milder air for several days starting then. Back to you both.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike. Quick look at traffic here. This just popped up. There's an accident on the inbound Jane Addams. If you're in the far northwest suburbs, Jane Addams eastbound right before Barrington Road. So that's got the left shoulder blocked. There's about a 20-minute backup in that vicinity. And also the major accident of the morning happened on the east near Naperville here. This is just before Naperville Road. Solid traffic. Expect delays of up to an hour there. Your other area expressways, there's some minor accidents on exit ramps. Not sure if that's ice related, but look out there. And your inbound drive times, let's take a look here as we pull them up. 64 minutes, so you're in over an hour inbound on the Kennedy from O'Hare to downtown, and almost an hour inbound on the Eisenhower between Route 390 and downtown. There's a backup on the inbound Stevenson as well. You're at 48 minutes now between I-355 and DuSable Lakeshore Drive, and it's a 39-minute ride on the inbound Dan Ryan between 95th and downtown. Also, trains on the Milwaukee District North Line are all morning. They've been running 15 to 25 minutes behind schedule, so heads up there. It is 7:55, and we'll have more Good Day Chicago when we come back after this short break. Keep it here.
No big winner claimed the winning numbers in last night's Powerball drawing. So the jackpot now stands at a whopping $1 billion. This is only the 7th time the Powerball has topped $1 billion, but it is the 2nd time it's grown that large in 3 months. The next drawing is Saturday night. Good luck.
Amazon expands its same-day delivery feature for perishable food items to more and more cities. The company says it's going to be bringing things like fruits and veggies, dairy and meat to about 1,300 new cities and towns across America. And that expanded footprint covers many cities in the Mid and Southwest. Amazon says it'll be expanding more in 2026.
YouTube TV is making some changes. Starting early next year, it'll introduce genre-specific channel packages. The new, smaller bundles will cost less per month than YouTube TV's base plan of $82.99 for over 100 channels. One of the new bundles will be a sports plan with add-on services available.
Okay, Denmark is following Australia's lead. They're banning social media, but it's stricter in Denmark. The cutoff age there is 15. It's 16 in Australia. There would be some exceptions, though, where parents would have to write to allow access kids to social media if they want, but only for ages 13 and above. The ban would be the largest measure taken by a European nation so far. The Danish government says those plans could become law by mid-2026.
A lot of millennials may have an irrational fear of quicksand. Of all things. So many movies and cartoons from childhood had a scene in it where someone was sinking in the muck. But that actually just happened to some guy in Utah. What? Austin Dirks was trapped for hours. He was hiking at a national park when he got stuck in thick mud. Thankfully, he was prepared with a GPS satellite messenger that was able to reach authorities with his exact location. Lessons to be learned.
Good Day Chicago at 8 starts now.
All right now at 8 o'clock Tuesday morning, immigration enforcement fears they're impacting the annual Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Organizers are breaking down their plan to keep the event safe.
It is the Lurie Children's Radiothon. Fox 32, a proud supporter. Look at all those folks on the phones. We are live answering the phones and taking your donations to support local families in need.
And let's take a live look outside right now to start Thursday morning. Yep, there's the pedestrian traffic at Lake and Michigan. It is cold out there, but it's going to be way colder this weekend. And hey, a little bit of snow might be heading our way. Some people are going to dodge it.
Yes.
Yeah, more.
Yeah. A little more, but that cold, it means business. But I'm more excited to talk about two things. One, the $1 billion Powerball.
Oh, there you go.
Feeling lucky?
I'm feeling lucky.
Okay.
And if I don't win that, I'm also going to be happy because next week we flip the weather pattern.
Like
it won't be cold and snowy. So we have some welcome changes on the way. We just have to get through this weekend. So here's what you got today. Temperatures are going to stay in the 20s. There'll be a few peaks of sunshine, this morning in the early afternoon hours. But then by 4 o'clock, clouds will be thickening as a storm system approaches from the west. And that one will put a little bit of light snow into the area, but not much. Current temps. It's 25 at Midway, only 15 at Woodstock, 27 at Gary, 25 degrees in Merrillville, and in Kankakee, you have cloudy skies and 27 degrees. There's not a lot of wind out there, so the wind chill only a couple of degrees colder than the actual air temperature. But I mean, it feels like only 10 at Waukegan. Hat and gloves strongly urged this morning, and it will be a requirement for anybody outside this weekend when wind chills could be as bad as minus 20.
Oh, my. Okay, all right. Thank you for getting us prepared. We do have breaking news this morning, so please take a good look at your screen. Chicago police are looking for this missing woman and these 2 beautiful children. They released these pictures. They are looking for 31-year-old Lynette Murillo and the 2 children, a 7-month-old boy, a 6-year-old girl. They were last seen on Tuesday near Madison and Hermitage. Anyone with information on them should call police.
Developing this morning, 2 Chicago police officers are in the hospital after they crashed on Lower Wacker Drive. Those officers were heading eastbound when they swerved to avoid hitting another car and wound up hitting the center median. Those officers were hurt, but fortunately, we're told the injuries aren't too serious. We will be keeping you updated as we learn more throughout the morning. Also new this morning, the family of Chicago police officer Crystal Rivera is filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the police department and the officer who killed her. Now, this was initially characterized as a mistaken shooting, but the lawsuit claims that Rivera's partner, Officer Carlos Baker, was struggling to accept the end of their romantic relationship when he shot and killed her during a botched chase on June 5th in Chatham. This was first reported by the Chicago Sun-Times. Rivera's mother says in that lawsuit that Baker should never have been a cop. She pointed to his more than a dozen misconduct complaints and 3 suspensions in his career. COPA is still investigating. Meantime, the head of the Federal Transit Administration is speaking exclusively with Fox 32. He is defending the threat to pull tens of millions of dollars worth of federal funding from the CTA. Administrator Mark Molinaro penned a letter to Governor Pritzker and Mayor Johnson demanding an enhanced safety plan, and he cited the burning of Bethany McGee on the Blue Line last month, made national headlines. Governor Pritzker says the threat itself is illegal, but Molinaro says not so much.
We want the city, we want the system, and we want the state to take seriously this problem, develop an all-of-the-above approach to drive down incidents of assault and provide for operator and rider safety. That's what we're seeking. We have every right to ask it. President Trump and Secretary Duffy have made very clear that rider and operator safety is our priority. And for us at the FTA, that is not going to be questioned. We're not going to get jerked around by anybody anywhere. We want systems to be safe for the riding public and the people who operate those systems.
So now the CTA has a week to meet the administration's demands. Mayor Johnson says he's weighing his legal options before issuing a formal response.
If you have sat in Chicago traffic, which is like everybody, you spotted drivers flying down the shoulder. But now the Cook County Sheriff's Department is fighting back. They're using an $11 million helicopter to catch drivers on the ground in real time. Targeted enforcement stings from June through early December have already resulted in more than 700 citations. Sheriff's officials say they'll continue these stings to keep traffic moving safely and to send a message. Cutting the line by using the shoulder will cost you.
It starts at a $250 fine, 3 days community service. So you end up picking up trash on potentially the highway you were just riding the shoulder on. And it's a 4-month process.
Illinois State Police tell us the numbers collected barely captures the full picture. Cook County Director Ro Khan is going to talk more about the crackdown. Now today, the Senate will vote on 2 health care proposals. It comes as Affordable Care Act subsidies are set to expire in just a couple of weeks here now. Senate Republicans had promised Democrats a vote on the bill in exchange for reopening the federal government last month. Well, Democrats want a 3-year extension of the subsidies. Republicans' plan would provide $1,500 a year to the health savings accounts of people with low incomes.
The Cook County Assessor's Office is right now working overtime to help homeowners navigate their property taxes.
So many people were shocked by the numbers they saw. Bills are due Monday. Brian Jackson joins us now with the steps that you need to take to get some help right now.
Well, this is a battle over some of the tax breaks. The tax reductions for major downtown properties issued by the Cook County Board of Review have pushed more of the tax burden onto homeowners. As a result of this, some residents on the city's south and west sides, they've seen their property tax bills jump by more than 100%. The assessor's office hosted 23 events across the county since property tax bills dropped last month. At these events, homeowners can sit down with some of the experts to review their bills and just make sure that you've applied for all the available exemptions. Evaluation analysts also on hand to maybe double check your property tax characteristics. Cook County Assessor Fritz Kagi says that the goal is to help as many people as possible before next week's deadline. But he's also pushing for reform, calling for circuit breaker legislation.
Here's how it works. If your tax bill jumps by 25% or more from one year to the next, the state issues you a credit to bring it down, and you get it for several years. Other states already do this as a cornerstone of their property tax system to prevent longtime residents from being forced out of their homes.
And while that discussion is up for lawmakers, homeowners are encouraged to attend the final property tax savings event. It's being held today at Kennedy King College. It starts this morning at 11. And once again, those second installment property tax bills are due on Monday. Anthony?
Thank you, Brian. Reassurances this morning for Catholics preparing to celebrate the feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe out in DesPlaines.
Yeah, this amid fears about federal immigration enforcement in the city and beyond. Roseanne joins us live from DesPlaines. Good morning, Roseanne.
Right. Good morning. There are also some concerns about the cold. It is a brutally cold day, but already we're seeing parishioners stop by here visiting the shrine to pray and leave flowers, many of them hoping to beat the crowds. And officials at the Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe want all of them to feel safe and welcome here. Each year, hundreds of thousands of pilgrims come together from all around the area to pray, bringing with them their faith, hope, and a lot of flowers for the Virgin Mary. The feast day commemorates the appearance of the Virgin to Aztec Indian Juan Diego nearly 500 years ago. Despite concerns about immigration enforcement, the Department of Homeland Security has said ICE does not target churches or houses of worship, and many parishioners say nothing could keep them away.
It's a feeling it's unbelievable. You know, I can go to church, which is good, you know, but when I come over here, it's so strong. I went to visit my wife, of course, she's over in the cemetery next to us, right? You know, I got to remember everybody that's up in heaven today, so it's a special day for me.
The inaugural Mass happening at 8 p.m. tonight. That will be followed by some fireworks, the Guadalupe torch lightning, and the Las Mañanitas serenade. From DesPlaines this morning, Roseanne Tejas, Fox 32, Chicago.
Roseanne, thank you so much for the update there. She's bundled up. It's a cold one out there, but getting even colder as we cruise into the weekend.
This weekend means business, and we'll probably get one of these cold weather. They used to be called the wind chill advisory.
Yeah.
Now the Weather Service had changed the name, but the impact is still the same. It's going to be really darn cold this weekend, and it's no bargain out there right now. Take a look at the satellite radar composite. I have had flurries in my forecast today, and I just got confirmation from my friend Kurt Gross. He's one of the music directors at my old high school. He is in Antioch right now and says, yeah, I got a couple flurries out there. Not showing up that well on radar, but what is a storm system off to our west. This is one that will be scooting in here tonight. With it, a glancing blow of snow for Chicagoland, with the quote-unquote heaviest amounts likely focused well southwest of the city. If you're in LaSalle, Grundy, Kankakee County, you might get an inch or so out of this thing. The rest of the area, barely a dusting to maybe a half inch. Tomorrow morning, there could be a lake effect snow shower on the Illinois side initially, maybe shifting off into Indiana, but this is not a big deal storm by any stretch of the imagination. During the day tomorrow, there could be a spotty snow shower, but no great shakes with that. We will await the next storm system, which also, to me, looks like it's going to be even farther south than what our model is showing here, a central Illinois issue, but we're all going to be really cold this weekend. 27 for the high today. You want warmer weather? I have some in the 7-day in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, thank you. We do want warmer weather. Yeah. Fox 32, though, a proud supporter of the Lurie Children's Radiothon, and it is a big day. Your gift today helps fuel research, support families, and provide care to local children in need.
Jake is live with a check on where donations stand. Jake, I know they got a lofty goal today, correct?
They very much do, but let me tell you something. It's looking like we're going to get there, in part thanks to some amazing Fox 32 viewers. I got to tell you guys, we have had a lot of folks calling in saying that they saw us on Fox 32 on Good Day Chicago, and what's more, they gave a little, they gave a lot. They are by inch get closer to that goal. So I want to give a few shout outs to some Fox 32 viewers. We got Ann from Barrington, Lisa from Lyle, Max, Gwen from Libertyville, Judy from Chicago, Sophia from Elgin, Mark from Winnetka, Chrissy from Lockport, Nicole from Chicago. Just a few of the amazing Fox 32 viewers who called in, who helped contribute, who helped us ring that bell so that we could get 1 inch closer to the Lurie Children's Radiothon goal. Let me tell you, it's really easy to do. They made it as easy as possible. All you got to do, pick up your phone. You're probably holding it in your hand right now. 888-831-7733. If you don't want to hop on the phone, you can text Lurie, L-U-R-I-E, to 34984 or go to luriechildren's.org/radiothon. So many different ways to help Lurie Children's reach their goal. It's a lot of folks out here who could use some help. So many of these amazing volunteers are Lurie's family, so you are going to be chatting with some of the folks whose lives have been changed by this incredible place. We're going to be live out here all morning long. We're not going anywhere. I got my coffee cup full. We are energized. We are ready to go, and we are ready to take your calls. So help us out. But for now, we're going to roll to break. We'll be right back.
welcome back. 8:14 on your Thursday morning. The family of Chicago police officer Crystal Rivera filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the police department and the officer who killed her.
Yeah, this was first reported by the Chicago Sun-Times. The lawsuit claims Rivera's partner, Officer Carlos Baker, was struggling to accept the end of their romantic relationship when he shot and killed her during a botched chase on June 5th in Chatham.
The Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe is saying celebrating feast day will be safe from ICE agents. That's the message they're getting out, despite concerns from a lot of pilgrims about potential ICE encounters as they head to DesPlaines. For this commemoration, the Department of Homeland Security has said, though, that ICE does not target churches or houses of worship. The church will be live streaming today's events for anyone who still isn't comfortable attending in person.
It is a Lurie Children's Radiothon today. Fox 32, a proud supporter. All day long, we are going to be checking in live on donations here on the air and on our digital shows. Your gift helps fuel research, support families, and provide care to local children in need. So if you want to donate, just text Lurie to 34984. You can also scan that QR code right there on your screen.
All right, if you've been stuck in Chicago traffic, as we all have been from time to time, you've probably seen this. Drivers who think the shoulder, the emergency shoulder, is their own personal fast lane. Well, the Cook County Sheriff's Office has launched a high-tech crackdown using a chopper to spot violators. And here, joining us this morning to talk about this live is Cook County Chief of Strategy at the Sheriff's Office, Ro Khan. Ro, thank you so much for joining us this morning to break this down. Okay, so you started this initiative in August. What have the last 4 months been like in terms of enforcement here? Paint us a picture.
So we ended up getting the helicopter, which we've been trying to get for the last 3 or 4 years. It landed here in August, and the first day that it landed here, we put it up in the air, and we're like, what are we going to do with this? The sheriff was like, you must start doing shoulder enforcement with the helicopter. We do it normally. We have a regular truck and traffic unit that goes out and does this. We've written actually over 1,000 shoulder riding tickets this year alone. But we really ramped it up once the helicopter got here. And we wanted to start promoting it when the helicopter got here, because if you see that helicopter and you're riding on the shoulder, you are going to get pulled over. And what is really interesting is a number of times in those first number of weeks, we would pull people over and they would say, well, no, I was just, you couldn't possibly have seen me do this because I just got on the expressway now. And the officers will point to the helicopter and they will say, no, we've been watching you the whole time.
Wow.
And people get, they come up with all kinds of excuses. It's really fairly entertaining. I know you guys did Tia Ewing did an amazing package on this last night. And that's the part of the point of it was the excuses that people use all the time. And our officers hear everything.
We also reported in that story that the 1,000 arrests, or not arrests, but citations that you guys have issued don't even paint the full picture. How often is this happening?
Oh, well, I think I don't think you have to ask us. I think anybody who rides on 290, 294, I mean, you see it all day long. And it is galling. I mean, that's the one thing. I mean, that's why the sheriff was so intent upon having us do this, because he's as frustrated as anybody. Right? Like, you drive by, you're just there, you're stuck in traffic, it slows up, and then you hear these cars go by you at this amazingly, they sound so loud and they're going so fast because you're stopped and they're doing 60 miles an hour. And he's like, we have got to absolutely jump all over this. We've got to stop this.
Got to ask you this, Ro. I mean, I'm thinking of like a pregnant wife in labor, in the past. Is it ever... Outside of that, is it ever, it's an emergency shoulder. When is it appropriate, if ever, to use that shoulder?
Never. Now, I mean, emergency vehicles, it's for emergency vehicles only. That's when, they have to get somewhere. They have to get to that pregnant woman who is stuck in traffic up ahead, who, they pulled over to the side. I mean, when people are having medical emergencies, they're not driving themselves to the hospital more likely than not. They're stopped, and they may be incurring all of that while they are, on the side of the road already. And it's an incredibly dangerous thing. I mean, cars, especially, here in Chicago, there's winds and turns. Things will just like blow right past you when you think that you're safe in your space and you're not.
And there's over 65 deaths of workers on the roadway a year on the shoulder, and there are about 500, almost 600 deaths a year for shoulder riding incidents.
Yeah,
so it's a serious thing.
Rokon, good to see you. Thank you for breaking that down for us. Heads up, everybody. Big fines and consequences. Eyes in the sky. All right, we appreciate it, sir. Happy holidays. All right. Mike Kaplan, we have a little cloud cover to start our Thursday. What does that portend for later today?
Yeah, flurry here or there, little snow. It's always good to see Roe.
It is.
If this thing with the police department doesn't work out, maybe he could be a writer for more. Maybe get on the radio or do something. It just, fallback position.
Exactly.
Roe, hope you're still watching. Good to see you on there, man. All right, to Anthony's point, today kind of quiet, not much going on, a flurry here or there. I've incorporated that into my forecast all along, and we're seeing a couple of flakes now actually being detected on radar, especially over northwestern portions of Lake County. Here's the chain of lakes. So if you're in Antioch, maybe Lake Villa. Jake was in Lake Villa yesterday at Lakes High School there, home of the Eagles. You might see a couple of flurries. This is not the main storm system. That is way off to our west. Let me cue that up for you, and you will be able to see that that is a more potent storm system. However, the track of this is such that for the most part, it's going to miss Chicagoland, or at least deal only a glancing blow. If you're in Grundy, maybe LaSalle County, you might get an inch or so of snow out of this. The rest of the area, barely a dusting to maybe a half inch or so. So today, fairly quiet, not very windy, but it is cold. 27 for the high. West winds will blow at 5 to 15. A few peaks of sunshine here or there. Then it becomes a little bit cloudier again this evening out ahead of this next storm system, which scoots southwest of Chicago. I put the heavier in quotes because nowhere in Chicagoland will you be getting heavy snowfall, an inch or so tops, but with cold temperatures that can create some slippery conditions. All right, let's get through the weekend, because after that, things change. We have this is legit cold Arctic air. 12 on Saturday with the main snow axis, central Illinois. Sunday, Bears at home against Miles Garrett and those pesky Browns. A high of 10. Wind chills maybe 10 below all day long. But focus on day 6 and 7 in the 7-day, because that is the beginning of a pattern flip that should result in temperatures being above freezing, highs anyway, for several days in a row. Back to you.
Okay, thank you. We're going to check back in with Jake, and he is at the Lurie Children's Radiothon this morning. Hopefully those phones are ringing off the hook.
They are, and let me tell you, it takes a village to be able to do something like this. Take a look around. This is sort of the radio row, as it were, because not only is Fox 32 a proud partner here with Lurie Children's, all of the best radio shows in town, iHeartMedia, they're here as well. We're all helping out to help Lurie Children's reach their goal of $1 million. We want to hear the phones ringing, and there's a way you can do it. If you got a phone nearby, maybe you got it in your hand, the number is on your screen, 888-831-7733. Take a look behind you. We got some of the best looking volunteers in Chicago. Your calls. We have had so many callers already say that because they were watching Good Day Chicago, because they were watching Fox 32, they knew that they could help out. Guys, it's not just the season of what you're going to get, it's the season of what you're going to give. And here at Lurie Children's, so many of those amazing volunteers that we just showed you, they were Lurie's families. They know what it means to be here. They know how far those contributions go, and they are here to pick up the phones. They're here to talk with you, and all of the folks, so many different places from Chicago media, whether it be radio or television, they are here. They want to help out. We want to hear from you. We want to reach that goal. We're going to be out here all morning long. As we toss it back to you guys in the studio, you hear that bell? That means we got some folks. We want to hear more of those bells, guys.
Keep them ringing. Thank you, Jake. Radio Row there. And, of course, we're going to be live, as he said, with the Radiothon throughout the day. Again, if you want to donate, you can call the number on your screen, text 34984 to Lurie, or snap that QR code.
Welcome back. Some international news here. President Trump confirms that the U.S. seized an oil tanker right off the coast of Venezuela.
This is really amping up the tension here between the two countries. This seizure was led by the U.S. Coast Guard with help from the Navy and was conducted under U.S. law enforcement authority, according to a U.S. official. You can see that helicopter there with them kind of getting off of it and going in, guns drawn. The move is the latest in the Trump administration's efforts to put pressure on the Venezuelan president, who has been charged with narco-terrorism in the U.S. Trump confirmed the seizure happened, saying it was, quote, seized for a very good reason.
Large tanker, very large. Largest one ever seized, actually. And other things are happening, so you'll be seeing that later, and you'll be talking about that later with some other people.
The U.S. has conducted several deadly military strikes in the eastern Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea on boats that the Trump administration says are carrying drugs.
A judge has ordered an end to the deployment of the National Guard in Los Angeles. This ruling from a district judge in California stated that President Donald Trump did not justify his authority to federalize the National Guard. This also comes after he deployed thousands of troops to L.A. back in June without California Governor Gavin Newsom's approval. California officials challenged Trump's order in court. The judge has held the decision until December 15th, which would or could give Trump's administration time to appeal it. Meantime, the Department of Homeland Security has acquired planes. Tens of millions of dollars worth of planes to carry out deportations. The agency says it has signed a deal to buy 6 Boeing 737 jets for ICE to deport immigrants. A report says this purchase is worth about $140 million. ICE is currently using charter flight companies to deport folks. Homeland Security is claiming that this purchase, will actually save taxpayers $279 million.
A developing story out of the college football world. Spiraled quite a bit yesterday. Former Michigan head football coach Sharon Moore was booked into jail just hours after he was fired from the school. The two kind of connected, but not fully connected. According to Washtenaw County jail records here, they have him in custody in a protective status. It did not provide any information on why Moore was detained or if any court appearances were scheduled. Moore, though, was fired hours earlier in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member.
All right, Bears playoff tickets. Feel a little weird even saying this at this point. Feels a little cart before the horse, but there's an asterisk.
It's an optimistic look.
Yeah, exactly. So the playoff tickets go on sale later this morning. You can buy tickets for a home wild card game or a home divisional game. Now, if the Bears don't make the playoffs, you will get your money back. Tickets go on sale at 11 a.m. on Ticketmaster.com.
Let's go. Let's go.
Just like optimistically do it.
You know, gotta get ready.
I'm too superstitious to pull the trigger before it's official. It's
one game at a time. We've got the Browns this weekend, and people will be freezing out there, Mike Kaplan.
But you know, there's going to be somebody out there without a shirt on going, I'm fine. It's good out there. You know, this just in, they're already selling 2027 playoff tickets before Game 1 starts.
There you go.
Yeah, just gonna jump on that. Yeah, for you. We have cold weather on the way, followed by a big pattern flip next week. I'll give you a look at the 7-day forecast. But Fox 32, happy to be part of today's Radiothon benefiting Lurie's, and Gabriella Primus is out there. What you got for us, Gabby?
You know what, Mike? We're waiting for everyone's call. The volunteers are smiling. They're ready to go, waiting by the phones for you to give as little as $5. That's all it needs to be. But as much as $1,000 if you really are feeling generous. The goal today is $1 million. We're about to talk with a doctor and a nurse with the kidney diseases department here at Lurie Children's. Let me tell you, this doctor was just stopped in the hallway without, not related here to the Radiothon, and thanked with tears in her eyes for saving her son's life. I'm telling you, the people here are doing God's work. I'll let you know all about it here coming up.
Right, it's about 8:35 right now. Thank you so much for staying with us, everyone, here on Good Day Chicago. We're taking a look at some of the top stories that we're following right now.
Yes, the family of Chicago police officer Crystal Rivera is filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the police department and the officer who killed her. This lawsuit claims that Rivera's partner, Officer Carlos Baker, was struggling to accept the end of their romantic relationship when he shot and killed her during a botched chase in the Chatham neighborhood. This was first reported by the Chicago Sun-Times.
2 Chicago police officers are in the hospital after a crash on Lower Wacker Drive. The officers were heading east when they swerved to avoid hitting another car and hit the center median instead. The officers are hurt, but not critically. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
The Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe says that Catholics celebrating Feast Day will be safe from ICE agents if they attend in person, despite concerns from some about potential ICE encounters. The Department of Homeland Security has said that ICE doesn't target churches or places of worship. The church will also be live streaming for anyone who is not comfortable attending in person.
8:36. Let's get over to Mike Kaplan because, of course, each year, whenever there is Feast Day, the concerns vary, but weather typically is one of them.
Sure, absolutely. And it is cold out there. But may I start with a personal question of you, Anita?
Go ahead.
During my vacation time, I may have hallucinated this. There was a segment on our broadcast in which I believe you revealed a certain fact about the thermostat in your home. Ooh. Can you confirm for me that only in recent days has the heat go on at
Thursday night? Today marks 1 week that my heat has been on, and I still walk in like, oh no, it's a little warm. It's a little warm.
Mike, the sad thing is I'm completely in line with her on temperature.
Well, because you sleep with the window open, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
Little cracked.
Okay. I got it. I understand. Well, let me know what you do this weekend, both of you, because it is going to be really cold. But it's been too cold for too long for you. Take a look at the back end of this 11-day forecast. After we endure 2 really cold days, Saturday and Sunday, temperatures moderate. And this is not just like a brief affair. I think we're going to have at least a week and maybe more of above average temperatures as we head into at least the weekend before Christmas. So we're turning the corner, at least temperature-wise. Out there now, nothing more than a couple of flurries in Chicagoland. The next storm system is queued up out here to the west. But the growing confidence in how this is going to be, for the most part, a miss across Chicagoland, I really think is something to note. So we have 27 today for the high, couple of flurries, otherwise mostly cloudy. Tonight, yes, there will be some snow around. The heaviest, and I'm putting that in quotes because nobody's getting heavy snow out of this, but let's say where you could get an inch or more, well southwest of the city. And I'm talking about Grundy County, maybe LaSalle County. The 7-day forecast, another system glancing below Saturday. The heaviest snow with that is central Illinois. But whew, boy, cold this weekend. A high of only 10 for that Bears game. But there you see the beginning of the warming trend. Tuesday and Wednesday above freezing. Back to you in the icebox.
Thank you very much, Mike. Yeah, we'll see on Saturday night if that window is cracked. We'll see. All right, today is the Lurie Children's Radiothon. We are a proud supporter, and we want to hear those phones ringing all day.
Yeah, regardless of the thermostats, we have warm hearts. And your donations help fund research and support local families in need. Gabriella Primus joins us live now with 2 of the doctors and nurses who care for these special patients. Gabby.
You know what? And I've met these 2 before. They're extra special. Hey, not only will it warm your heart, but warm your spirit throughout the holiday season. Even if it's just the littlest bit, you guys, it really does make a difference here for families and children at Lurie Children's. Okay, those 2 special guests that we have Nurse Katrina, and we also have Dr. Verghese. Dr. Verghese, you're head of the kidney diseases here at Lurie Children's. You also work in the department as well. How exciting is it to come in here, see Radio Row, the phones ringing, and people cheering whenever you hear that donation bell ring?
It is extremely exciting. The energy is palpable.
Oh my gosh, how do you feel?
It's wonderful. You know, we work tirelessly all year long, and to see everyone show up and call for these kids, it just truly brings all of the warmth to our hearts.
Okay, we have done a story before talking with Aiden and his mother Christine, who was a kidney transplant recipient. I want to have you guys brag about yourselves a little bit, because the department here at Lurie Children's does so well, and I know it's really hard work, like you said, that you put in day to day. So tell us a little bit of the stats of what you guys are able to accomplish here at Lurie's.
So I'm glad that we get a moment to brag because we have been in the top 3 in terms of volumes in this country for many years now. But the truth is that's not what we're really proud of. What we're really proud of is that our outcomes are outstanding. See, our goal here is to make sure we get the right kidney for the right kid at the right time, all the time. So the true heroes of our story are Aiden and the other kids that you've passed by coming in here today.
You know, being a nurse, being a doctor in this department must be hard. You see a front row are going through. How do you take it day to day, staying positive for the kids and their family?
I think that's great. I think we are positivity people. We look for all of the right ways to help our children. We advocate for them. We help them get everything they need in order to be ready for a kidney transplant. And a kidney transplant is a chance at a fresh start for many of our children. And so it is a positive spin and a new start for them to start living their life as kids.
You know, part of what we talked about last spring was being a living donor. What does that mean, and how important is it for people to know about what you guys do here in the department?
I love that question because I think people don't realize what an extraordinary gift a living donor is. At this time, we have 51 children that are waiting for a kidney in our program, and only 17 of them have donors. It is imperative that we find them donors. Now, our program is aggressive. If a child does not have a living donor, we will try to find them one, or we will try and put them on a list to get a deceased donor. Having said that, though, the outcomes are far superior if you have a living donor.
In the hallway just right now, away from the radiothon, as I said in the tease, there was a mother who came up to you, and I'm even getting emotional talking about it, who was crying because you were able to put her son on a list. Is that true?
It is true that child has been through an extremely arduous journey, and it is our privilege to work every single day with extraordinary kids and families. Again, while I know that mother was gushing about us, the truth is that she and her child are the true heroes here.
You know, for both of you, $1 million is what the goal is today for the Radiothon. That might seem like a lot of money, right? But it's just a fraction of what you need to keep doing the great work that you guys do every day, correct?
Let me tell you the truth. We don't think in dollar bills. We think in lives. We think in terms of making sure that the 3-year-old can be on the playground. We make sure that the teenager can go to prom. That's our goal, and there is no amount of money that can put a value on that.
Dr. Verghese, Nurse Katrina, thank you so much for being here, chatting with us. I know that you're going to be busy here on Radio Row as well. And Jake is busy by the phones with all those nice, smiling volunteers. Jake, how's it going? We got to tell people how exactly they can donate.
It's going great, Gabby. And we're going to do that. But, you know, you guys were mentioning the word heroes. And I think, Gabby, you would agree that we are both surrounded by heroes all morning long, including these incredible folks here, the volunteers manning the phones to make sure that they are around whenever you call, whenever you contribute. This is my man John to my right. He was telling me he is a Lurie family. He's got some family whose lives were affected by what they do here. One of the heroes that we have out here. I'm going to list a couple of the other heroes, guys, some folks who called in, who were watching on Fox 32, who gave some contribution to the Lurie Children's Radiothon. Michelle from North Chicago, Rochelle from Chicago, Brian from Lombard, June from Chicago, Rebecca from Yorkville, Kathleen from Elgin, Alyssa from Ward, Joseph from Kenosha, Kim from South Elgin, Molly. I mean, look, it's just lists of people. We've got names and names of folks who have called in. We got my man Larry, who's a big fan of Good Day Chicago, of Fox 32, who he called in. He spoke with Aaron behind me. He was enthusiastic, not just about the show, guys, about Fox 32, but about giving to help out the Lurie Children's Radiothon. And guess what? You still can too. The number on your screen. And guess what? We'll hear that bell. We'll hear that bell and we'll know that it's happening. The number on your screen, 888-831-7733, or you can text Lurie, L-U-R-I-E, to 34984. Well, you can help us get there to $1 million. You heard some of the amazing folks that Gabby was talking with just a couple of minutes ago, and they're heroes, whether they're denying whether they're heroes or not. They are heroes. So many of the children, the families here at Lurie's Children's, they're heroes, and I'm surrounded by heroes here. You can help out. You can go to their website. You can call. Again, the number is 888-831-7733, or you can text Lurie, L-U-R-I-E, 84. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be out here all morning long. We got a cup full of coffee. We are ready to go. We're ready to take your calls. Don't go anywhere. Good Day Chicago will be right back.
Right, it's about 8:48 now, and a new study claims Instacart has been changing prices in real time based on AI software, meaning customers who ordered the same item from the same store somehow ended up paying different prices. It's called surveillance pricing, and it's raising big questions about fairness and, of course, transparency. The study used nearly 200 volunteers in 4 cities to test prices. Instacart shoppers bought the same items from the same store at the same time, and the results, 75% of the items had different prices. Some customers paid up to 20 cents more than others. Now, Instacart confirmed the findings, saying a small subset of its retail partners run limited online pricing tests. They claim these tests did not use personal or demographic data to set prices, but some lawmakers are not buying it.
These corporations teaming up with data companies and massive AI and powerful AI companies are basically creating an environment where it is an uneven playing field for the individual consumer.
Arizona Senator Ruben Gallego is introducing the One Fair Price Act. He says that it would stop companies from using your data to charge different prices.
The village of Bloomingdale sharing the official site plans for the former site of the Stratford Mall. It was torn down last year, and now the village is planning to put what's being called the Grove in its place. Take a look at the renderings there, what the space will eventually look like. Dining, shopping, entertainment, residential living as well. All set to open in 2027. The first official tenant is Bloomingdale Yard. That's going to be a 100,000 square foot indoor sports and family rec space. Joe Jonas is embracing an embarrassing moment. that people in Chicago might be able to relate to here. Someone on TikTok posted this video with the caption, "I love New York because I've been watching Joe Jonas parallel park for the last 7 minutes." Millions of people have seen the clip, including Joe. He commented, "I saw you watch and not help once." Then he posted a clip of himself on Instagram getting kicked out into the cold. He captioned, "Just finishing up parallel parking from yesterday."
Okay, so I failed that part of my driver's test.
Oh, no.
And the instructor was like, yeah, just go on. So when I finally got parallel parking down, I was so proud of myself because it really did take a lot of time.
I was the most arrogant parallel parker. I was on record. I'm the best. And then this is back when I had a manual transmission. One day, I had it in first, and I thought it was in reverse, and I hit the car in front of me. Ever since then, my mouth has been shut.
A humbling experience.
I used to think I was good. I'm not anymore, Mike.
Well, now they're making the cars that
they'll do it automatically.
That's
right.
They've taken the human out of driving. I hate that part. All right, you guys have been talking about the storm that is bringing really life-threatening flooding to the Pacific Northwest and Washington State in particular. And there is a connection to their weather and our weather, and it's all part of what, when I grew up doing initial meteorology, it was called the Pineapple Express. Why? Because it starts out there by Hawaii, which is located here, and this is a jet stream that goes up the Pacific and then reaches across parts of the country, including into Chicagoland. Now, this is essentially a fire hose of moisture that is plowing right into the coastal areas of Washington State, producing the flooding conditions. Those storm systems, once they get through there, move out onto the plains, and they've been bringing us repeat performances of snow of varying intensity, and there are two more to get through, but both of them look like they are going to be taking tracks far enough south of Chicago that we only get a glancing blow. Now today, 27 for the high, mostly cloudy skies. Some of us will get a peek of sun here or there. A couple of flurries are possible. It won't be that windy. It's just going to be a cold day. Now tonight, that first of two storm systems will be passing off to our southwest, and the farther southwest you are, that's where the quote-unquote heavier snow will be. Nobody in our viewing area is getting heavy snowfall from this. By heavy, I mean maybe an inch, inch and a half. Grundy County, LaSalle County, maybe western Kankakee County. Most of us barely a coating, with temperatures kind of holding there in the low 20s. The next storm system also favoring central Illinois. That's a Saturday deal as the Arctic air settles in, a high of only 12. Really cold Saturday night into Sunday morning. Probably going to get a cold weather advisory. That Bears game, despite some sunshine, a high of 10, but we turn the corner. Temperatures start to climb Tuesday and Wednesday, the beginning of the well-advertised pattern flip. Anita, Anthony, back to you.
Very rare we want to look over the weekend.
That's right.
But, you know, warm weather will do that for us. As the colder air, though, creeps back into the forecast for the weekend, the Chicago Bears are hosting their 37th annual coat drive. You want to be a part of this, everyone. The Bears, along with Jewel Osco, the Salvation Army, and Sherway Movers, are asking for your coat donations. Just drop them off at participating Jewel Oscos now through February 16th. You can find more information online at chicagobears.com/coat drive.
New this morning, Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. is out of the hospital nearly a month after he was first admitted.
Jackson was rushed to Northwestern Memorial Hospital on November 13th due to complications with a neurological disorder. He was diagnosed with progressive supranuclear palsy in April. Jackson's family says that he will continue to receive care at an acute nursing facility while he recovers.
Congressional leaders gathered for the rare moment of bipartisanship at the annual menorah lighting on Capitol Hill. This event commemorates Hanukkah. Hanukkah starts on Sunday. Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson, Democratic Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, and Democratic House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries hosted the lighting. Hanukkah runs through December 22nd.
Bears playoff tickets go on sale later this morning. Get ready, everybody. You can buy tickets for a home wildcard game or a home divisional game. Now, if the Bears don't make it to those games, and we don't want to think about that, but just if, you'll get your money back, okay? Tickets go on sale at 11 a.m. on Ticketmaster.com. Let's prepare for the best. And speaking of the Bears, Fox 32 Chicago, PNC Bank, and the Chicago Bears are teaming up with the Greater Chicago Food Depository to help feed local families in need. Every dollar you give now will triple to provide 9 meals. You can help out by going online to chicagosfoodbank.org. There are so many ways to be of service to people in our area going on right now.
I agree. 'Tis the season of giving as well. There's the info on your screen right there. You can snap that QR code. You're probably holding your phone right now, or you can text the word Lurie to 34984 or give Jake Hamilton a call. He's got a headset on right now. 888-831-7733 is the number there. We will be back with more Good Day Chicago during our 9 o'clock hour right after this.
All right, everyone, we've made it to our 9 o'clock hour of Good Day Chicago, and there's still plenty more ahead, so stay right where you are. Here's a look at some of the things that we have coming up for you. It's time to donate and help Chicago families. We just love this time of year, you know. We're live again at the Lurie Children's Radiothon. Gabriella is taking your calls. She's at the Lurie Children's featured patient, and Jake is still working the phones on the other end. This is Radio Row, where we're looking live to right now. We'll have updates throughout the hour.
And there's a new type of gift that is gaining popularity this year: travel. We'll find out some of the best for yourself or your family. That might be a great idea.
I love it.
It is a good idea, right? And you can also help your kids grow up to be weather enthusiasts, just like Mike over there. We're getting a demonstration of some food-involved experiments that you can try out right from home. It's going to be good. Mike, what's going on in the weather department for your day job?
I'm experimenting with some cloud cover and flurries out there today. Out there now, it is mainly cloudy. A few of you have seen a flurry here or there. The main storm system, though, is going to be a miss for the majority of Chicagoland tonight, and another primarily miss on Saturday. What's not going to miss is the cold. Right now, it's kind of chicken feed cold. It's 24, but the worst is still to come. We have northwest winds blowing at 7, a little bit of a wind chill out there. Feels like 16. Yeah, I'd recommend strongly a hat and gloves out there. These are the current temps. Looks like Woodstock still a cold spot. You got 27, though, in Merrillville, 27 at Joliet. Not going to warm up much from what you're looking at there. Maybe some mid and upper 20s. That's going to be it. A lot of snow flying. Radar summary here, and you see lots of action off to our east. But the main system is what's coming out of the Dakotas, and that is going to take a track that will spread a little bit of snow our way late tonight, but the majority of the, what I'll call accumulating snow, an inch plus. See where that is? In Grundy County, Kankakee maybe an inch and a half, LaSalle, Peru maybe 2. Majority of Chicagoland, this is not a big deal. Maybe enough to just recoat the ground, but you'll be able to sweep that off. Temperatures this weekend, painful, but there is hope. There is hope, Brian.
We love hope.
All right.
All right, time is now 9:03 this morning. A lawsuit is being filed after the death of Chicago police officer Crystal Rivera.
Law firm Romanucci and Blandon holding a press conference in about an hour to share more information about her death. Her family is suing the police department and the officer who killed her, Carlos Baker. The lawsuit claims Baker was struggling to accept the end of their romantic relationship when he shot and killed Rivera during a botched chase in June in Chatham. Rivera's mother says Baker should have never been a cop, considering his more than a dozen misconduct complaints and 3 suspensions in his very short career. The Civilian Office of Police Accountability is still investigating. And 2 Chicago police officers are in the hospital this morning after a crash.
It happened earlier this morning on Lower Wacker Drive. The officers were heading east when they swerved to avoid hitting another car, and that is what caused them to hit the center median. Both officers are injured, but thankfully not badly. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. is out of the hospital about a month after being admitted. Jackson, as you'll recall, was rushed to Northwestern Memorial on November 13th for complications with a neurological disorder. He had been diagnosed with progressive supranuclear palsy back in April. Jackson's family says he will continue to receive care at an acute nursing facility while he recovers.
Well, faithful Catholics are once again flocking to Our Lady of Guadalupe shrine in DesPlaines.
They say the concerns about immigration enforcement and even the cold weather is not going to keep them away. Roseanne is live there this morning with more. Roseanne?
Good morning. Only a few are here at this early hour on this feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe, but they will be joined by hundreds of thousands more by tomorrow night. Now, celebrations take place all over the globe each year, but this is the largest of its kind here in the United States. Each year, pilgrims come together from all over the area to pray, and officials here say they should feel just as safe and welcome this year. The feast day commemorates the appearance of the Virgin Mary to Aztec Indian Juan Diego nearly 500 years ago. We talked to a worshiper and a volunteer here about the traditions and the atmosphere.
So the spirit leading towards the event, it's very, very exciting. It's very, very joyful. It's an honor to work here, to be part of this event, to be part of the, to just be part of the event where we welcome so many people that come for so many different reasons.
I woke up very early this morning, and before going to work, I decided to come and just bring some flowers a la Virgencita de Guadalupe. That is just every tradition every year that I do, and I just love coming here. I feel very peaceful. It gives me a lot of energy, and I don't feel cold at all.
Well, some will offer prayers, others will ask for blessings. But if any parishioners are wary of coming, the Father, Very Reverend Ezekiel Sanchez, says, knock on their door and ask them if you can pray for them. As he put it, we will carry you, we will not forget you. And we do want to point out that the masses and all of the festivities are going to be live streamed this year. So that's an option as well. It is terribly cold and getting colder, but somehow that never seems to keep too many people away. Back to you now in the studio.
All right. Thank you, Roseanne. But AAA says year-end holiday travel is expected to set a new record. And it expects more than 122 million Americans to travel at least 50 miles from home over the period between December the 20th and January 1st. In Illinois, 6.29 million people are expected to travel, which is just over 2% more than last year. 5.7 million of those people will travel by car. Only about 350,000 people will fly to their winter destination.
As for holiday travel costs, domestic flights are about $890 on average, up 7% from last year. Ouch. What? International flights are an average cost of $1,400, which is 40% less compared to last year. Domestic hotel stays averaging $750. That's up 13% from last year. Rental cars are averaging about $635, just 1% higher than last year. So lots to figure out if you're going to make a trip.
Or just stay at home.
For the budget. Yeah.
Well, one of Chicago's favorite holiday traditions just rolled into town.
The All-State CTA holiday fleet is up and running. I turn into a big kid when I see this going by. I just love it. It's been getting people where they need to go in a festive way for the last 34 years. There's a decorated L train that'll make its way through every line. That's what you're seeing on your screen. Thanks to our drone team, always hard at work. There's also the CTA holiday bus that will visit different lines as well.
That almost looks like, you know, CGI animation or something.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
That is super cool. All right, Bears playoff tickets.
Playoffs?
Hey, you have to think it. You have to believe it.
Okay, all right. Don't jinx this. They go on sale this morning. You're going to be able to buy tickets for a home wild card game or a home divisional game.
It's just an if.
If the Bears don't make it to those games, we're all going to cry. But if you buy your tickets, you're going to get your money back. Tickets go on sale in about an hour and 52 minutes via Ticketmaster.
All right, get in there, everybody. I know folks are ready. It's been one of our trending web topics all week. Yeah, people ready for it. All right, nobody won last night's Powerball drawing. So we're saying there's a chance. The jackpot is now $1 billion.
So now it's really worth playing, don't you think? You know, what's the point last night? Saturday's jackpot, it is the 7th largest in Powerball history. It is also the 2nd Powerball jackpot to hit $1 billion this year. Nobody has won the jackpot since September the 6th. And that is when the jackpot, remember that was a 1.7 billion big ones. Now, before you get too excited, just know you've got a higher chance of being hit by a meteorite than winning the Powerball jackpot.
But there's a chance.
But there's still a chance.
There's still
you got to play to win.
More of a chance for the meteorite.
But the Larry Children's Radiothon is underway.
Yeah, so let's send it over to Jake, who is live there with more. Jake, it's been such a beautiful morning.
It has. And guys, I got an idea for you. Let's say, hypothetically, you win that $1 billion Powerball. What if I told you I got a number you could call? 888-831-7733. If you win that $1 billion Powerball, you better call that number and help contribute to Lurie Children's. We got the Radiothon going on right now. We are in our 4th hour. Fox 32, a proud partner, alongside the best radio shows in Chicago, including my friends over at WGCI. My man, Leon. Leon, get in real close. My mic's right here. How you feeling?
I'm good, baby. I'm good. You know how we do.
You always looked you always looked this handsome in person?
No, only on TV.
All right. Hi, wait, you guys getting a lot of viewers in? You getting a lot of listeners in helping out? Come on, look at the names. Look at the names they got here, man. We got, whether you're listening to the best radio shows in town, whether you're watching Fox 32, we want you calling in. We want you calling that incredible bank of volunteers we have on the other side of the camera. They have their phones ready to go. They are ready to take your calls. They're ready to take your contributions. And because of your kindness, because of your generosity, so many families out here at Lurie Children's, they are going to have just a help that is so needed, not just this time of year, but all year long. So one more time, that number, 888-831-7733. Hop online, LurieChildren's.org/radiothon. Whether you're watching us on TV, if you're going to get in your car, you're going to listen to an iHeart radio station, we want you calling in. We've had so many Fox 32 viewers, Brian, who have been calling in, who have contributed. We appreciate you. We love you. Let's keep it going, guys.
Let's keep it going. Thank you, Jake.
All right. Well, Fox 32 is a proud sponsor of the Lori Children's Radiothon all day long. We're going to be checking back in live with both Jake and Gabriella. You can also donate right here on your screen. Your gift helps fuel research, support families, and provide care to local children in need. Again, if you want to donate, you can call that number on your screen, or you can text Lori to 34984, or you can scan that QR code right there on your screen. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Time now 9:13. Live flag outside of our studio. No snow coming down right now, but some areas could get hit with a little dusting a little bit later on. But the head of the Federal Transit Administration is speaking exclusively with Fox 32 Chicago about the threat to pull tens of millions of federal funding from the CTA.
Administrator Mark Molinaro wrote a letter to Governor Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson. It demands an enhanced safety plan that should be implemented this month. He cites the burning of Bethany McGee. 26 years old. She was on that blue line last month when someone doused her with gasoline and set her on fire. Governor Pritzker says the threat is illegal, though, and Molinaro says that's not the case.
We want the city, we want the system, and we want the state to take seriously this problem, develop an all of the above approach to drive down incidents of assault and provide for operator and rider safety. That's what we're seeking. We have every right to ask it. President Trump and Secretary Duffy have made very clear that rider and operator safety is our priority. And for us at the FTA, that is not going to be questioned. We're not going to get jerked around by anybody anywhere. We want systems to be safe for the riding public and the people who operate those systems.
The CTA has 1 week to meet the administration's demands. Mayor Johnson has said that he will weigh his legal options before giving a formal response.
Well, you've probably seen people flying down a shoulder while you're stuck in traffic. You probably get annoyed by them, right? But the Cook County Sheriff's Department, they're fighting back. They're using an $11 million helicopter to catch drivers on the ground in real time. Targeted enforcement stings from June through early December have already resulted in more than 700 citations. Sheriff's officials say that they will continue the stings to keep traffic moving safely. They also want to send a message that cutting that line and using the shoulder will cost you.
It starts at a $250 fine, 3 days community service. So you end up picking up trash on potentially the highway you were just riding the shoulder on. And it's a 4-month process.
Illinois State Police say that the numbers collected barely capture the full picture.
The Senate is expected to vote on 2 health care proposals today. It comes as CARE Act subsidies are set to expire. Senate Republicans previously promised Democrats a vote on the bill in exchange for opening the federal government last month. Democrats want a 3-year extension of the subsidies. Republicans' plan would provide $1,500 a year to the health savings account of people with low incomes. Mike?
All right, the Lurie Children's Radiothon is well underway. We're going to send it back out to Jake Hamilton for another look at the action out there. All right, I see you got the headphones on. You're taking calls, aren't you, Jake?
Mike Kaplan, I got to ask you really quick. What's that great line from It's a Wonderful Life? What's the line about the bell?
About the bell in It's a Wonderful Life?
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings, right? That's exactly right. And I got to tell you, out here at the Radiothon, it's kind of the same thing. Every time you hear that sound, it means we got another phone call. It means we got another contribution. And let me tell you, out here at the Lurie Children's Radiothon, we are hearing that sound a lot, which means so many people are calling in. They're being kind, they're being selfless, they're being generous, and they are giving their money to help out so many families in need who are going to be out here who are very much in need of our help. Let me tell you something. If you haven't done it yet, if you're just tuning in, if you're just hearing about this Radiothon, there is still plenty of time to help. All you got to do, call that number on your screen, 888-831-7733. If you don't want to talk to us on the phone, if you don't want me to pick up and say hello, all you got to do is text Lurie, L-U-R-I-E, to 34984. You can give a contribution the same way. Tell them that you saw us on Fox 32. We got so many amazing, look at this, come on. We got so many amazing folks who have been calling in, I've been hanging out with John all day long. John's done a great job. We got Aaron behind us. We got the whole team out here doing an amazing job manning the phones. Heroes everywhere you can see out here at Lurie Children's. They are taking your phone calls. They're taking your generous contributions. But we're not going anywhere. We're going to stay here. We're going to keep answering the phones. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Just about 9:21, everyone. Welcome back. It is the season of giving in so many ways. So have you ever considered gifting travel. It's been a thought on my mind. It's a big gift that goes a long way, and we're learning more about it with travel experts, Pamela Holt and Colleen Kelly. They're back with us. We love you so much. Always have to have you back.
Excited to be here.
Okay, ladies, you always have the greatest ideas here to get us started for the holiday season. Why do you think the gift of travel, though, has gotten so popular right now?
Yes, you know, travel creates shared memories, and it is in big demand for real experiences. It's booming. People want more moments, more memories, not more stuff. And that's why the gift of travel is the hottest ticket this season.
Yeah, the gift of travel isn't something that's sitting in your house where you're like, now where do I put this? You know, kind of thing. Who should receive a gift like this? Is it the person in your life who travels a lot, or maybe the person who you're like, you should get out a little more?
Yes, or even multi-gen, where you're really creating, you know, memories to last not only a lifetime, but to be passed on to other generations.
Yeah. And I think that's
family
part of it,
travel,
right? I mean, like we're trying to give the gift of travel instead of things.
Yeah.
And that's memories, like she just said.
Yeah.
So we have one place.
Yes,
We're going to do a little reveal here.
All right, let's unwrap our first gift of travel. It is
Wisconsin.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, our neighbors to the north. I mean, here's the thing about Wisconsin. It is the #3 most skied areas in the United States. So really, we've got everything that we want right here in Wisconsin. We want to ski, if you want to snowmobile, if you want to go night skiing, it's all right there in Wisconsin. They also have what's called Snow Report, and this is one of my favorite things. You can actually look up the ski conditions, if there's powder there, what they have to offer in terms of lessons or
and
snowmobiling.
All the places, like you have Granite Peak. I don't know, a lot of people may not know this. Granite Peak is actually the largest ski area in Wisconsin. You can go on this Snow Report to see all of that. Slopeside places to stay, lodging.
Yes.
This is your classic nostalgic feel of that Midwest ski holiday.
Yeah.
And of course, they have all this after ski places to eat. You have the Velveteen Plum, where you literally have slopeside views.
Love it.
You have Red Eye Brewing, where you have artisan food, craft beer. Really nostalgic feeling.
I'm thinking about it.
1937.
Oh, 1937. Wow. I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, you know, what you just described are things entire family to enjoy. So, you don't have to get a flight to get there.
That's the best part.
Amen.
Girls trips. You have ski packages for multi-gen girls trips. I'm a solo traveler. It's small enough that you can really enjoy and feel safe, and everything is right there, all in one place.
Yeah, I mean, it's Wisconsin. You just drive up there from Chicago. I'm a Chicagoan.
We're ready for another reveal?
Okay. Oh, let's do it. Yes. Okay.
All right. Let's unwrap. And I love this shirt. It is family vacation in Orlando.
So we've gone from cold to warm.
Well,
yes.
I mean,
we're shedding our jackets.
We're Chicagoans, right? I mean, we still love sun.
Yeah.
And of course, I think there's 365 days of sun in Orlando. I'm pretty sure.
Something like it.
But it's also the theme capital of the world. There's over 15 theme parks, as we all know, with Orlando. But I think it's great for multi-gen. There's also, oh my gosh, the Universal's Epic Universe,
which just opened.
First time in 25 years they've had a new theme park, which is incredible. And again,
well, what's so great about it is I love theme parks. We were actually just there on a girls' trip. We did Disney Epcot. But more importantly, you get to enjoy nature, outdoor adventure year-round. They have really vibrant neighborhoods. They have a super, super robust calendar of entertainment and sporting events. They have 3 bowl games coming up. And NerdWallet actually just named them the #1 place to toast in the new year.
I did see that.
And Good Housekeeping also named them for 2025, one of the best places to go.
I was in Chicago at the top of the list, but it's okay. We're talking about Orlando right now. Okay.
Yes, Chicago.
Yes, and so when I think about these different trips, you are snapping pictures constantly. You're on your phone, you're getting videos, and your battery life is getting drained.
Oh my goodness. This is like the story of our life.
What's so fun is you can give the gift of travel by wrapping it in different ways. So this is the Nimble Charger. Now, if you're giving theme park tickets or you're giving a trip to Orlando, wrap it in a charger. This Nimble Charger is great. It'll last you the whole day throughout the park. Put airline tickets in a packing cube. Or if you're giving the gift of travel for Ski Wisconsin, put it in a cute toiletry kit, Wisconsin toiletry kit. They're going to think they're getting the toiletry
They're
kit,
going to
ladies.
think, this is the gift, but they're actually getting the gift of what's so important, creating memories, and again, just enjoying time with family.
We always love having you here. This is the reason why. So you'll have to come back. And it doesn't have to be a holiday season for you to, help us travel a little bit better and do some gift giving. Speaking of giving gifts, Gabby is over at the Lurie Children's Radiothon today, where we're helping to give the gift of life, quite literally, by the funds that are raised.
You know what? I hope that Jake and I have convinced you all at home to pick up that phone, call us, or even go on the website. You don't even need to talk on the phone to make sure you can give a donation to Lurie Children's. We talked to those amazing doctors and nurses, families who are here coming up. We're going to introduce you to this little peanut. Her name is Olivia. She's been fighting leukemia and since she was 2 years old. She's just a toddler now, and we're going to meet with her family, Sophia, her sister, her mom and dad, Lindsay and Peter, when we come back. Jake Hamilton, come over here, because you and I have been working hard. We want you to call. Make sure you donate. Even it makes a difference. They're, 500? They're wanting to raise $1 million. It's going to happen. And Jake Hamilton will be right here answering that phone call. We'll make sure of it.
All right, it's been cold. We've had snow. But there's a pattern shift coming. Not right away. We got to get through a really cold weekend first. But today, not too shabby out there. Folks gathering by the bean. It's not very windy. It's just kind of typical cold by mid-December standards. Let's talk about high temperatures today. This time of year, usually 36 or so would be a normal high. We're not going to get there. But I'm looking at upper 20s, 27 for the official high at O'Hare. A few spots might be flirting with 30, but we're already kind of there in the southern suburbs. You're not going to see a big warm-up from where you are right now. In terms of sunshine, peak here or there, but it's mainly cloudy. Precip. Could be a flurry today, but the main show is out here. It's an area of low pressure, The track of that storm, though, is going to go so far south of Chicago that the majority of what I would call impactful snow is a miss. We will get here, maybe an inch in parts of LaSalle, Grundy County. Majority of Chicagoland, it's really just a glancing blow. Coming in here late at night. Afternoon hours were dry, but once we get after about 8, 9, 10, there you see a little bit of snow sneaking in, and it's in and out of here in a hurry. Tomorrow, the wild card with this could be a little brief period of some lake effect snow, which would be targeting initially the Illinois side of the lake, then shifting off into Indiana. This is not a big lake effect event. You'll be able to get where you need to go tonight and tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, maybe a brief snow shower or a couple of flurries. That will be it. Then we await the Saturday storm system, which also is favoring areas well southwest of the city for any appreciable snow. If you're traveling, say, downstate, Champaign, Peoria, Springfield, that's where there's going to be a bigger snow. Today, 27, a lot of clouds, not a lot of wind. Maybe a flurry. Tonight, there'll be a little snow in the area, maybe a coating. The heaviest snow well southwest of Chicago will have fairly steady temperatures. All right, look at the 7-day forecast. It's painfully cold this weekend. Wind chills might get to -20 Saturday night into Sunday morning. Tailgating for the Bears game, cold. High of only 10 as Miles Garrett and company visit. But take a look at what happens next week. We improve. Temperatures getting above freezing, and this looks like an actual pattern shift, not just a day or two where we have a temperature above freezing. This might last for over a week. Let's look at a couple of very fine photos submitted from the Fox 32 weather app. George Tamalunas giving us a cool cloud formation here. A lot of folks sent in this circular shot here of some of those cirrus clouds. Not sure whether we had some planes that were flying around in a circle in a holding pattern, but nonetheless, some very interesting cirrus clouds out there. And our second photo this hour, it's a winter wonderland in Mercer, Wisconsin. Phyllis Claypool giving us a look. I love how the snow is hanging on those trees, weighing down some of the pines. There's probably a pathway going through there, but you need your very, very high boots to get through there. Thank you for sharing your pictures with us via the Fox 32 weather app. Brian, Anita.
Okay, thank you, sir. The Lurie Children's Radiothon happening right now. It's going to last all day long. Plenty of time to do great work.
Absolutely, for a great cause. Gabriella Primus is live with a featured patient and her family. Gabby?
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, we've been introducing you to some amazing nurses and doctors here at Lurie Children's. Well, we also have some amazing families here on Radio Row and talking with us on Fox 32. Thank you guys for coming in, the Ballesteries, Peter, Lindsay, and then Sophia, of course, little sister, and then little Peanut, Olivia, too. Who you know what, guys? I think it's close to nap time, you said, right? Yeah. Maybe a little bit of nap is due, but we have a quick interview to do with you, okay? You know, guys,
just a little diva moment.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone deserves one every once in a while. Let's talk about your journey here at Lurie Children's, because I know that they've made such a difference in little Olivia's life. What was it like getting the diagnosis at just 2 years old for Olivia, and how has Lurie Children's kind of been able to help you guys through that, and then now where you are in remission with her?
Yeah, I mean, for us, Lurie's has been everything for us. You know, when we first got that diagnosis, I grew up at a time when leukemia was a very taboo word. It wasn't something that was curable, and it was something that, you know, you just didn't really talk about. And so first thing I thought when I heard that was, I might lose my baby. But when we got to Lurie's, Dr. Lee, our doctor who treated her, was just so adamant and so confident that she was going to beat this. It wasn't like wishy-washy, 50-50, maybe. It's like, this is what we're going to do, and this is how she's going to beat it. And that's what Lurie's can do, you know, and what this research and how far it's come just in my lifetime to be able to cure Olivia like that.
Well, you know what? I've seen Olivia and Sophia both smiling all morning, being good sports. We know it's a long day. You said, you know, they're both the joy of your lives. You know, having them it makes everything change. How special was it knowing that the nurses and doctors here felt the same way, that these two are so important every day?
It's been everything. You know, as a parent, having your child go through this is one thing, but she could be so miserable coming down here. She's had 19 spinal taps already. So coming down here, it's a 2-hour drive for us. Her coming down here could be a miserable drive for her every time. But the nurses have made it a place that she loves to come to. She loves to drive here. The entire time she's talking about her bestie Harper and what the things that they're going to do during treatment. And they've just made it a place that she loves to come to, and that Sophia loves to come to too, because they take a lot of care of her.
Yeah, you know, Sophia and I were talking. I asked her, I said, Sophia, think of some things that went on when you've been here for treatment for your sister. Do you have any special memories that you'd like to tell the audience that you experienced here at Lurie's?
We went to the toy shop over there.
Oh, the toy shop. That's a good one. I know that you have some ideas probably for Santa Claus.
Always.
Mom, I know that you've been busy with little Olivia over here. How much would it mean for people to pick up the phone, you know, call for the Radiothon today, or donate online?
It would mean the world. Donations are everything. The care that we've received here is amazing. We can't do it without the donations. And with your donation too, CARE's also closer to our home now, so that's been huge for us with the new location in Schaumburg.
Awesome. Okay, Olivia, remember, you have to give the camera a smile. Can you say hi to your grandpa at home? Give a smile. There you go,
that's my girl.
sweetie. That big smile. Okay, Jake Hamilton, I know that you're busy by the phones. It's so sweet to see this little peanut smile. And her little sister, Sophia, too, older sister, Sophia. How are things going over there with the volunteers?
They're going great, but Gabby, I got to tell you, we've been over here watching your interview, just melting at the family over there. One of the many families that is so supported by everything happening out here at Lurie Children's. But here's the deal. We still need your help. We are over 4 hours into this Radiothon, but we're going to put that number up one more time, 888-831-7733. It's not just us, Fox 32, a proud partner with Lurie Children's, but iHeartMedia, the best radio shows in Chicago, they're all here too. They've been helping out all morning long. Why? Because it takes a village. And when it comes to taking a village, I want to give a shout out one more time to the incredible volunteers manning the phones. Guys, can I get a ring of the bells? Can I get the bells? Hear that sound, guys? That's the sound we want to hear, because when we hear that sound, it means more contributions are coming in. We have had so many unbelievable Fox 32 viewers calling in saying that they did it because they saw the show, because they heard about the Radiothon. We cannot thank you enough, but we want to keep it going. They've got a $1 million goal, and we know, because we have the best viewers on the planet, that we can reach that goal. One more time, call that number, 888-831-7733, or go to luriechildrens.org/radiothon. We'll hear that number. We're going to hear the bell. No amount is too small. If you're willing to give, they'll take it, and not just take it, they will do amazing things with it. They will change lives. Gabby's been talking with folks all morning long that's shown you just how far those monetary contributions will go. So please help us out. We've had a great time out here all morning long. We're going to keep it going into the noon show. We're going to keep it going into Fox 32 News at 4 and at 5. Casey Cronus is going to be out here. We're keeping this marathon going. You don't want to miss it. We want to hear that sound as we toss it back to you guys.
Now, we've all been here. A lot of people tend to put on about 7 to 10 pounds during the holiday season. It happens so fast, but there are some ways you can avoid it. We're getting some tips from Ivory Lofton, the CEO of Body by Ivory Fitness, and Bo, a professional bodybuilder and personal trainer. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We just had Thanksgiving a couple of weeks ago, got Christmas right around the corner, the New Year's. What is it about this time of year that leads to those putting on some pounds?
Well, the last 2 months of the year, you have Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And if you have a birthday in there, or especially someone who have a loved one who have a birthday, that's like 5 special event days, in a 2-month period. Mm-hmm. Halloween, the candy, Thanksgiving, festivities, then Christmas. And what you don't want to do, you don't want to extend those days beyond that date. It's a one day. Thanksgiving is one day. Christmas is one day. Thanksgiving can't be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It has to be one day.
It's a lot of leftovers.
Right, exactly. And if you do have leftovers, you just want to get them out the house. That's the key.
How do you find that balance? Because a lot of the times these events are social, and we like to have food while you're being social and enjoying friends and family. So how do you find that balance of enjoying yourself and not saying, hey, I got to stay at home, but also trying to hit your goals as well?
Well, for me personally, I would get a nice, I would get a meal before the actual festivity start. Okay. I try to load in some protein and then go to the festivity. And then portion control, like the plate, grab a nice size plate. I think we overdo it. Just, 1/3 of the plate should be protein, 1/3 should be salads and veggies, the other 1/3 should be carbs, and that should be it.
And that should be it. Yeah. I like that idea. Trying to eat before so you can not maybe overindulge once you get there. In terms of putting on these pounds, is this more about what you're putting on your plate or what you're doing or not doing in the gym?
It's both. But 3 things you don't want to do, especially that. Most people eat the wrong food at the wrong time and the wrong amount. And if you do all those 3 at the same time, it's going to lead to problems. So, you don't want to have your ice cream and cake at 10 o'clock at night. So it's all about, portion control, the foods that we eat and when we eat them. And during this time of the year, you definitely want to stay active. You want to stay on your fitness regimen, and don't skip meals. That's the key.
You guys are obviously both very fit. What are some things that people can do at home? Maybe they don't have time to make it to the gym. People are really busy. You got work, you got kids, you got all those things. What are maybe 1 or 2 things people can do at home to kind of help shave off some of these pounds?
Yeah, don't Netflix and chill. Don't lounge and just get the snack. And you got to Hulu and hump, we gonna call it. You got a Hulu and hump. So I say just keep it moving, man. Just if it's jumping jacks, if it's some ab type of work, just keep moving. Get your steps in. If you got stairs, go up and down the stairs. And then only take like 10 minutes. Go around a block, walk around a block, come in. Do that 3 times a day. It'll probably take you 7-8 minutes, but I say just keep moving, keep moving. Increase your total daily energy expenditure.
And if somebody, also when we get to the start of the new year, people say, new year, new me. And it comes with those both fitness and food goals. How should people maybe approach that process?
They should start now. Don't get off your regimen, stay on your regimen. So most people, just go for it at the end of the year. Say, I'm just going to do it all, get it all in, and then at the beginning of the year, I'm going to start fresh. No, you don't do that. Start right now. You have to start right now, because every day that you delay that process, you get farther and farther behind. So you put on that extra 7 to 10 pounds, and the beginning of the year, it may take you a month and a half just to get those off. So you start now.
And also, if they're looking for some professional help, how can they reach you guys?
BodyByIvoryFitness.com. We located in the South Chicagoland area, Homewood to be exact. Whatever type of training we got to do, online, however we got to do it. If you out of state, we can still make it happen.
I appreciate you both for being here.
Awesome.
All right, time's now 9:46. So we'll be right back here on Good Day Chicago.
This
I promise you, Mike, it is not yellow snow at all.
Okay.
So up until last year, I was a TV meteorologist, so I did exactly what you did. And one of the things that I had to really figure out is what was next. What do I truly love doing? And I loved interacting with kids and the community. So one of the things I created was Drizzle Weather.
Okay.
We are a STEM education entertainment company where we inspire the next generation of students to think about pursuing careers in science. So we do these food-based experiments. Edible Weather is the food-based experiment. So we just wrote a book. It is on Amazon. It is on Barnes & Noble. And we have 25 of these different recipes. So on one side of the book, you might notice right there, you have the weather phenomena, and then you have...
Hail balls.
Hail balls.
Hail balls.
Hail balls. Okay, look, I can hear a kindergartner right now.
See how we go. Here's so many hail balls.
We get to have hail balls. But, you know, when you think about when you and I were growing up, right, we used to, our parents would give us a book, and then what would happen was we were told to read it.
Right.
This generation right now, they don't do that. You know what they do? They want to be inspired. They want to gamify whatever it is that we are reading about. So I'm all about gamifying science, and that's how I came up with Edible Weather. Why don't we do an experiment together?
Let's do it, man.
Because I want to feed you, Mike, because this is what we do. All right?
I love your thoughts here, Jason. How do we begin?
So we are going to be doing our cloud parfait experiment. This is where we talk about how clouds develop and why clouds change color. But first, we have to develop the ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to take a graham cracker.
Can I show you my card?
Yes, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And then what we are going to do is we are going to take the graham cracker, and for the sake of time, we're just going to crush it.
Crumble it up here?
Just crush it. There you go. The goal of this, again, is to make it look like...
clean up
Oh, okay. You guys are nice. I was just going to let the interns do it. Okay, all right. So by the end of this, it should look just like this. It should look like...
Really ground up.
Really ground up. All right. So then after the kids do this, what I'll say is... Where do the clouds usually begin? Well, they normally begin somewhere between about 1,000 to about 5,000 feet. Okay. So right now, what we need to do is we need to give you a cumulus cloud and whipped cream. So there you go, right there. And then we'll talk to the kids about the fact that the clouds change color, and I'll ask them, what's your favorite cloud color? So Mike, what's your favorite cloud color?
I would go with maybe a sunset color. So give me, you know, maybe something orangey. Have you got that?
Wonderful. So this is why we have the sprinkles. So what we are going to do is we're going to have our cumulus cloud change color. Let's open this up a little bit more.
There you go.
Let's give you a little bit more there. All right.
You can see that there.
And then I'll ask the kids, what about their favorite type of precipitation?
I'm going grapple.
Grapple. Of course he would say something that most of us here in the Midwest have no idea what it is, but usually they will say snow.
Let's go with snow. Let's go with snow, Jason.
Now, what I will ask you is, do you want flurries or do you want big snow?
Dude, go big or go home.
Go big or go home. Yeah. See, Mike, this is why we are friends. So, what I will do is I will give the kids some marshmallows. I'm going to give you lots of marshmallows.
Oh, this is a big snowstorm here.
These are big snowstorms. Look at that. That is a blockbuster.
Man.
Schools, Chicago Public Schools are closed. Oh, my goodness. All right. And then after that, I'll have to give the kids some more clouds because where does the snow come from? It comes from clouds. And then what happens once you get up to about 20, 30,000 feet? What does the sky appear?
Blue sky.
Blue.
Coming my way.
So what we have to do is we have to give you a little blue food dye right there. And boom, you mix it in.
Can I mix it here?
Yep. You can mix it right there at the top. Look at that. Bada bing, bada boom.
And you got yourself cloud. It's a whole weather environment here, Jason.
Right there. So
that only took a couple minutes. Kids would love that.
Yes. And so we can do this in schools, and you can also do this like on the weekends. If you're a mom, you want to do this with your kids, just grab the Edible Weather book on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Jason Fraser, look him up, follow him, and check out the Edible Weather book, Drizzle Weather. Jason, thanks for coming here this morning.
Mike, thank you so much for the red carpet.
Time to eat my grapple. You gotta understand.
welcome back. Let's get one last look from Lurie Children's Radiothon with both Gabby and Jake. Hey, guys.
Hey guys, okay, $5, $10, $10,000, whatever you can do, I'm telling you, it's going to go to a really good cause here at the Radiothon. Jake, has it not been a blast here hearing the bells ring every time someone makes a donation over that phone?
It's pretty incredible, and it's nice to know we're getting messages like this from the incredible team here at Lurie Children's. And yeah, David, a Fox 32 viewer from Westmont, we just got note that he contributed. We're getting so many contributions from not just amazing, generous, kind Fox 32 viewers, but so many of the listeners of the radio shows around Chicago. I mean, it's just been such a great morning.
It is really cool to see all the smiling faces and the families that are coming here. You know, the goal today is $1 million.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot of money. They have until 7 p.m. to raise that. You could do it by calling, going online. Jake will give you more information here in a second. But it's because of all the doctors, nurses, families. They just do so much.
Yeah,
here.
they're the heroes.
They are the
with
heroes.
a capital H. All right, guys, we're going to toss to break. All the information you need right there. Scan that QR code. Text if you don't want to talk to us, or call that number. Everything you need. And you know what? We got a lot of fun still to have out here at Lurie Children's.